We're
It's
back.
worse than I thought.
Yeah,
I
we
got
back.
pains. I got pain going on.
No.
We back? We all good?
Good.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, we're back.
Woo! There's that Wi-Fi. Woohoo! Yes, baby.
Oh, my knee.
Knee. Anyway, so with that, let's move on to the next part. What are you guys thinking? What you guys doing? Jeremiah, I mean, Cyrus is gonna go get milk. Annabella politely declines of a little curtsy and a nod of her head. Jeremiah rolls his eyes at this.
Not even chalky milk.
Nah, Jeremiah needs a milk. It's a chocolate milk.
Yeah. Cyrus is gonna go get him milk and himself like a shot or two of whiskey. He's like, holy crap, that was insane.
Right.
He needs a break.
Bring me off a piece of that beep 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 beep. Anyway, because if I make any references whatsoever to that, I actually have to do video stuff. I'm already afraid of the fillet that I have in front of me. Now I'm trying to hide as much as I can of it. They'll be like, "Oh, you're producing products." I'm like, "No, I'm not. Just eating." Jesus. Anyway,
Just snacking, bro.
Listen, I just like Chick-fil-A. Okay.
no.
Oh, don't say the name.
You're not gonna give freaking.
No, I won't. But I have to do
United
extra.
because of the
I have to
name.
do extra work. I have to do extra
I
work.
like
if anything
Rick
like that happens.
Fassy. Say Rick Fassy.
Yeah, I won't be like demonetized, but I do have to do a little bit extra work, which I really don't want to do. But it's fine, whatever.
It's whatever. This stuff is weird.
So, with that, what do you guys want to do? What do you guys feeling? What you guys dealing? What you guys pilling?
What am I feeling? Ron's feeling a bit better.
You see, people have like circled around the Nabus, and you see, Grumish is just like taking it in. He's literally taking people and throwing them up in the air and catching them.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy. Are Cyrus and Annabella, or not Annabella?
Huh?
Cyrus and Seraphina, okay?
Robson throwing people up.
Gromson is throwing people like, but like you don't see that people are like stabbing them or anything like that or like freaking out because of it. It seems like there's like they're trying their best. They're trying their best to see what is this, and as no one has really given them any information, so they're finding it out on their own.
We need to get to.
You want to make a little speech, bro, dude?
People.
We need to get to Michael.
Yeah, you look around and you see that Michael is off with Jean Fairway talking to Adrian. Seraphina nowhere in sight, and with that, you can go up to them if you wish. Who wants to go up to them?
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to them.
I'll go with him.
All right, Adira goes with because she's a little puppy. She follows Ronan everywhere.
Yeah, I'll go too.
Because he's a little
And
puppy.
Homer.
Just making sure you don't fall over.
Just takes 2 steps, falls on his face.
Yeah.
Oops.
Well, my bad. She's
I'll-
unwrapping a lollipop.
I'll go out and wash them, but I'll still stay within eye line of Jeremiah if possible.
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second because I'm sure you're going to be listening in on that. Yeah, you go up and you hear Adrian go, "I did not need their help. This was a part of the plan." You hear Jean go, "Mate, what plan? What plan were you trying to do? Those are abyssal signals. You let those off, this entire fucking continent could have been blown up." "Look, that's not what we were told." And they see you walk up, and Michael, in his calm demeanor, he turns to you and he goes, "Maybe we should have a little insight from the outside party. Would you care to join us?"
Yes. Wanted to come in and inform you of that. Is he pointing over to the booth?
You're so insane. And you see, you just. You see they're doing magic tricks, like with their own little fey magic, and like he goes, "I love these people, a lot better than the old days." um, and Michael goes, "We can get to that later. First, we must discuss what has happened." And apparently, Lord Adrian here says that he knew about this. Of course, I did. It was my family's doing. Look. I didn't know that it was going to be like this. I didn't know they were planning to sacrifice my sister. But even then, in the end, it was supposed to protect us from what's coming. Oh my, what could be so bad as you're going to sacrifice a little child for? Look, I didn't know that.
What is coming? What are you afraid of?
Isolde came to us a long time ago, years ago, was setting this up. She disappeared for a while and came back injured, and she said that this is all according to plan, that everything is falling in line from the death of the Blood Brothers to your arrival, and everything was going to happen, and that if we wanted to be protected, we needed a sacrifice. And it wasn't supposed to be my sister, it was supposed to be me. After I married Seraphina into the family, and she would have taken over the family heritage, the lineage. That was the plan.
You did not follow through?
My sister went missing. I started to see my father in a different light, where I will sacrifice myself for the greater good. I need you to understand that. But my sister is an innocent little doll. I couldn't allow that, so I told him to use me instead, and then he sped everything up. He wanted everything to go as fast as they could. He got sloppy, and you guys showed up. But I promise you, I didn't know that it's supposed to help. Might, blood sacrifice, blood magic is not something you mess with. You should understand that with what's going on in today's world. Jean says, furious.
Yeah.
Landon,
Yeah.
they made mention of abyssal runes, correct?
Yes.
While this is happening, does Cyrus still have the map with the markings of all the places that have been attacked
Yes.
with abyssal rifts opening? Can
Yes.
he lay that out and try and make connections between the three areas he's identified along with this?
So this, interestingly enough, isn't exactly in order of where it's supposed to be. As you see on the map, it goes straight like this, right? But in the town, if it was to do the town and then where you think it would create like a V-like shape where it goes straight down and then back up to where the Salt Lake Guild is, if your guys' theory was correct. So
wait, he was with that?
Huh?
Aaron was talking to Jasper and them?
No. This is something completely different. There's something completely different. Not different in terms. He gained this information by different means.
Oh, yeah. No, I get what you mean. We have the same map, basically, but through different ways.
Yes. Well, sort of. Sort of. He has like a regular map.
Of.
Your map is actually like, magical. His is just a regular map with this. This stuff on it that he pulled out. And now he's drawing a line, and he's like, this doesn't make sense. Why would they attack right here specifically?
While they are continuing to discuss,
we drew all the places, all the likely places that we attacked, and also where we're back in the
yours is magical, so it hides itself before, like, it doesn't open without a drop of blood, so it just hid itself. So your map is like basically just like a sheet of paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
wait.
Well,
sorry, don't mean to interrupt. Keep going.
While they're talking, I'm going to go back into the back room again and look at any of these runes that are still left over and try and study this, see what's going on.
So there are tons of runes. It's surrounding the eagle. like it surrounds it, like it's covered in it, which it wasn't originally, but it seems like sloppily done. Um, but the runes are still like you have to go outside for that. In the back, I mean, you could probably, I guess, go up to them and like draw them quickly and go in the back and study them if you wish.
Yeah, while they're talking, I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay, I want you to draw me a performance check first to write down the
Performance check.
See how good you are at writing down the runes first.
Ooh, copying them, yeah.
15.
15, yeah, I say you do a better job than what is engraved on the statue.
I'm like, yeah, these are poorly done.
Right.
I know what these rooms are supposed to be.
Right, exactly. You know what they're supposed to be, so you're sort of able to like trace them to where you need to be. And you go in the back, and I need you to make me a history check as we continue with Isaac. You said you wanted to say something.
Yeah. These abyssal runes, you said before in the last session that I immediately recognized the runes as the same ones that I found in the sewers that they were using to power the abyssal spawners, right?
Correct.
In the capital? Yeah. I am going to say just that. I asked Adrian, how exactly was this supposed to help? I saw the runes that were etched into the statue. They were the same runes that I found in the sewers at the capital. The spearheads were using them to power the abyssal spawners when they attacked.
And how am I supposed to know that? How is that supposed to be information to me? I was following my father's rule. He said that this was going to work, so I trusted in him.
It's understandable to be tricked by a shapeshifter. But he was lying. He's a Wendigo.
We knew that. That's not new information.
Why did you trust a Wendigo then?
He wasn't a Wendigo originally. I don't think you understand how they work. He was a part of a blood order. The blood order of the Kaguya. The Kaguya fucked him over and turned him into what he is now. He had humanity, something that most Wendigos don't have. He still referred to me as son. He looked at me in my eyes, and I could tell that he was still there. So I trusted my father.
Ronan is going to look over at Homer. We need Cyrus to confirm this. I have no knowledge when it comes to blood hunters.
Okay, you stay here, I'll go get him. And I go back to the inn and I'm like, Cyrus, we need you, and then just leave.
Yeah, he walks by you and he's like, okay, I'll go get him. You turn around and you're like, hey, Cyrus. And you put your hand on his shoulder. It's like, hey, we need you. And Cyrus is like, okay.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I thought Cyrus was farther. Okay, my bad.
No, that's why I said he was
around.
doing that while you guys were talking, so he would have been walking back by that time.
Gotcha.
What's up?
Oh, never mind. Homer, you go.
We're both like flabbergasted because he was right there.
Just like,
Yeah.
let me go get him. Hey, sorry. Oh, hey, sorry. He's just like, yeah, what's up?
What's good?
Neither of us know anything about blood magic, so we're gonna need your help on this.
Okay. What about? I mean, I've been looking at the runes, looking at all this stuff, trying to get a handle on what's going on here.
Cedric's son says that Cedric was able to keep his humanity while being a Wendigo. I don't know how likely that is. I am not experienced with such creatures.
I mean, extremely unlikely. Most Wendigos go absolutely insane whenever they become them. They're bloodthirsty monsters with nearly no conscience.
Is it possible for a Wendigo to keep that shred of consciousness but still be influenced by their curse?
I mean,
Because we know that Cedric obviously had ulterior motives when it came to the sacrifice.
Well, I mean, I guess we've seen it with our own eyes, but it's definitely something that will require further study. This isn't just a one-off. Oh, hey, we found an example. That means it's possible. This could be a blip or an anomaly.
I'm gonna look over at Cedric's son just to kind of have him explain more in detail what's happening.
I don't know. our father, my father, Cedric, he didn't talk much about his past. All he told me was that the blood the blood order has done awful things to him, that he's a monster now because of it, but he's going to use this to protect us.
What order was he a part of?
He was a part of the Kage.
Oh, okay.
What?
Uh, oh, making sure I'm getting this right, Lennon. The Kage are the ones where it's like kill them on sight if they're rogue, right?
Right.
'Cause
They are hunted down by a executioner, a high-ranking member of every single order. So like an executioner, a devotioner, um, and yada yada yada.
Gotcha. Well, after learning that, I'm not sure how we came out of that battle alive. But those are
One of-
the.
One of us didn't.
I know, but the fact that any of us are still standing is a surprise to me. They send the highest members of each orders out to kill any rogue. The fact that he was a Wendigo on top of that. Your father was a part of one of the most dangerous orders known to any of us.
No,
They
like I
are.
said, he didn't talk to us about it. I saw what he became. He showed us. He wanted mother, he wanted us to trust him. Say that he's not what they're gonna make him out to be, the monster he's out to be, and I saw the humanity in his eyes.
I was gonna look over at Cyrus. Is like, what warrants them being hunted?
The fact that they are some of the most powerful blood hunters, and if one loses control or goes rogue, they can do a lot of damage. They need to be taken care of quickly.
So him being, as you said, rejected by this order would have made him a rogue blood hunter, correct?
It would have, which is completely understandable as to why he was being hunted. The issue is, normally when we take them on, they don't go Wendigo. They're just rogue blood hunters. So the fact that this one was a Wendigo on top of that, again, I'm still not sure how we came out of this alive.
What does one need? How does the process of being from blood hunter to Wendigo happen?
Would I know anything about the process of it, Landon?
That is usually
It is part of
for-
Blood Hunter training, I think.
It is part of Blood Hunter training. You have gone through many trials. Almost about probably 10 or 15 times a year, you are brought in and tested into seeing if you are becoming a Wendigo. But basic knowledge that you could give somebody to make them understand the process of it is blood hunters who use very powerful blood magic to the point where they starve themselves of said blood, and it makes them turn into the monsters to feed on more blood. They basically they use so much that they need to feed on others to replenish it, which turns them into insane bloodthirsty beasts because they can never satisfy that hunger.
They essentially starve themselves to oblivion, and then they have a hunger that is never ending. It's a trade. Essentially, becoming a window is a trade of your humanity for power, for becoming a window. But
I can
That's-
understand the
that's why this is
situation now.
confusing.
Cedric
Usually-
probably resisted his need for blood while using his magic in order to protect his family, but ended up losing it in the end.
I mean, it's possible that Cedric didn't choose this willingly, which is why he was able to retain a part of his humanity. I don't know. This is something that needs to be. There's
This
going to be so much paperwork after this. Oh my gosh.
this is definitely uncommon for me. I have not dealt with blood hunters before.
I mean, it's uncommon for me, and I'm the part of an order. It's confusing to say the least.
My best guess is that Centric became a Wendigo after expending so much of his own blood magic but didn't replenish himself because he needed to protect his family. And he
That
knew that going insane would put them in danger.
yeah, that sounds like it could be possible.
However,
See, my father was a good man. He knew what he was doing. It's just I
he
don't
was changed. The
don't know what.
demonic lady. The one that I encountered the first time I arrived to this place. Carved the same runes, markings on the statues that were inside. It had to be connected to some way to Centric as well. She was doing something to influence him. Taking advantage of his broken psyche only to protect his family. I recall a moment where she tried to do the same with me, but because of a spell, it didn't work. Well, at least she's dead now. The hopes to return. The succubus.
Ronan,
But with this gone, what hope do we have? He gets very quiet, so only you guys can hear him, so none of the other citizens or whatnot. And you hear Jean Fairway go, "Well, you know, what a bit this stands for, don't you? It means a wasteland of hope, mate. We might be barren from it, but look, we are trying everything we can as the subdivision to keep that hope alive, mate. I can understand why your father would go through such unnecessary means after escaping, but to ally himself with someone of demonic nature, which he knew of, he put everything at risk. There was no hope left in him.
The demons are not to be trusted in general.
None
He
of
was
them.
desperate.
So with that, mate, you have to understand that we have to talk about the consequences of your family's actions, number one, mate. Number two, we gotta clean this mess up. The Venom Pendragons or the Spearheads catch wind of this, God, it'll be hell all over again, I'll tell you, mate.
the Order will take care of the bodies. They'll want to do some studies, as well as actually confirm the identity. I'll send a request for some operatives to come and do some cleanup.
Before we all kind of like dismiss ourselves in order to clean up and such, Rona will take a moment to go speak with Cyrus. I'm just saying that preface. But Rona's gonna say, the demons may not help protect you, but the gods will. And he kind of points over to the Naboo. I'll make sure
You mean Adrian, not Cyrus?
I'll make sure that Obetus returns how it used to be. Back when they existed. Before my own time. Before our times.
He takes a deep breath and a sigh as Adrian goes, I gotta find my sister. I don't know how I'm gonna explain this to her. I don't know how I'm gonna explain this to Mother.
Well, your sister is safe and one. I have a slight feeling your mother suspected something.
This whole entire thing was a complete and utter failure. He puts his hands in the bridge of his nose and he goes, my family's name is going to absolutely be destroyed. All because I couldn't say no. I shouldn't have allowed this, but I did. Mate, I promise you, your family, even though they were bat crap insane in the end, mate, they have been loyal members. We will hear out your side. And we'll decide from there, mate. Till then, Don't beat yourself up over it, okay? Okay, Gene. Now go do what you got to do, mate. These people need to hear something.
Don't focus on what we've lost. Focus on what we have left. And with that, we can have some hope.
And before Adrian leaves, I want to ask him, do you know what kind of a ritual they were attempting to perform?
From what I thought, from what I was been told, it was a protection charm, blood protection charm, but a protection charm nonetheless. It was going to protect this village from the corruption.
All right then.
Make a history check, Cyrus, while you're looking at the runes.
Heck yeah.
With advantage.
Faith being undead or grim psychology base?
Grim psychology based.
Yes, let's go. Please be good. Man, low rolls. 12.
12. You're able to make out a little bit of what the sigils say. You see that the sigils, they don't seem to spell out protection as much as they seem to spell summon. Summon what? You don't know.
Interesting.
Ooh.
And at this point, I would go over to Ronan. Ronan, it's my understanding that you and the rest of your party witnessed 2 of the abyssal openings, right? The recent 2?
Yes, we were there for both of them.
What was the catalyst in the openings?
Both of them were people.
See. Just for my notes, could you list off what the people were?
Elephant Naga, who had runes etched into his skin. And humanoid jester, did not know of their race. He was, from what I understand, a lich
Interesting.
who's lived for about as long as I have, if not even more.
So to open these gates, they do need a sacrifice of some sort.
They do indeed.
I knew it wasn't possible for a Wendigo to retain its humanity. They were trying to open up another rift, it would seem. What doesn't make sense is why here. We've been tracking these openings, and the next one should be in the. Where did we say it was again, Landon? It was in my notes, but those were the notes I lost.
Salt Lake sector.
The Salt Lake sector.
Oh,
the next one's supposed to be the Salt Lake
that
sector.
being said, Ronan gets like a light bulb and is like, wait a second.
Wait, Salt Lake Village, sorry.
Yeah.
Not sector.
Well,
My bad.
he's gonna pull out his map and he's going to show his map where he had circled the places where he has seen the abyssal rifts opening, even the one in his past. Look at this.
Yeah. What about it?
I was also looking into the abyssal rift openings. This is one that happened during the calamity at the end of monarchy. These are the 2 recent ones.
You mean around 1,000 years ago versus now?
Yeah. Compared to your map, perhaps we can align something.
All right, take a look. So he lays out his map next to Roman's. Do we see any sort of connection from the 1,000 years ago versus now?
Any differences or connections between 1,000 years ago and now?
Yeah, to the 1,000 year ago openings versus today's openings.
You guys don't know anything about the 1,000 years ago openings. Not much, anyway. But for Jesus, for Ronan, it was a little different. The openings that happened with him genuinely happened in multiple different dimensions. Not dimensions, realms, my bad. And this one seems to only be happening on the mortal plane.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're comparing. I'm comparing his map with mine, but including the rift that opened, that ended, that that happened, the calamity that happened at the end of Monarchy. That calamity. Because I know probably his map doesn't have that, and see the points that he has circled compared with mine.
It's similar.
Hmm. Do both of them end at the same place, or no?
Both of them sort of end at the same place. There's one place on your map which has been marked off that his hasn't been, which is the old capital. So at the very, very tip of Abytus.
So I don't have that on my map, but he does it on his.
No, you have it on your map. He does not have it on his.
Gotcha. Yes, we've both come to the same conclusion then. Just different spots for certain abyssal rifts opening. However, are yours confirmed?
The two, tracking the two that have already opened, we assume that the third one would be in line and make this connection. But this is a blip on the what we thought was a clean scale. So we have no idea what's happening here.
I see. Well, our theory goes is that these three places sort of triangulate the position of this place, as he's pointing to where the next abyssal rift might open.
So you're thinking trap something inside. Meanwhile, we're thinking split the continent in half. Huh.
Could be a mix of both.
It's definitely evidence worth bringing forward.
Well, I'm happy to share this information with you, and if your blood order does know what to do with it, then by all means. I do also have a personal request, though, that I must make to you.
You might be able to fulfill it depending on what it is.
And to do that, I must share memory with you first.
All right.
Ron's going to touch his forehead as he pulls out a string. He's casting Code of Thoughts as a cantrip.
Ooh.
The memory that he's pulling out that he's going to share with Cyrus is the one that happened with Maxwell. To see if he has any knowledge of what's going on.
Oh.
He's going to give you the strand to read through the memory. As he kind of just touches your forehead.
And that was the memory of Maxwell locked up?
Like everything that Ronan saw through the scrying.
Okay. You relay that information. You saw Ichabod torturing this man that you've never seen before. I say Ichabod because you know who this is. You look at him, you see him, and your heart drops just a little bit. But as you see the stuff that's happened, it reminds you of when you used to send people to Ichabod back when he was a part of another order that you guys work together at some point in your lives. But you see this information, you see him and all the stuff that happens, the torture, the attempting of saving of Maxwell, um, Ichabod realizing it's a scrying, and it's the see you soon.
Holy crap. Um,
I want to know what is happening to my friend.
this this friend of yours, is he trained in our ways?
No, he only recently adopted this power from a archfey.
Then there
Fey Lord.
is possible hope because he seems to be. And would I be able to tell what order he's from, or what order he would be from?
Max? Talking about Maxwell?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's from Kaguya.
he is from the same order that this Wendigo is from. Without training, he isn't as dangerous. However, he's still a force to be reckoned with. So to see him brought so low by frankly, by the man I've been hunting for a little bit of time now, it's problematic to say the least.
I see. Is with what you've seen, what are the chances of him becoming a Wendigo?
After you eat this,
Cyrus thinks for a bit. While this happens, while this is going on, does anyone else want to like do anything else while we wait?
Um, nope, I can't think of anything.
Sorry. He is. This is a terrifying sight to see. Is what I can say. Concerning. But it is possible for him to convert, though I don't think it's the likely. But that doesn't mean it won't happen.
Hmm. He I know that he wanted to have the power to protect his wife. And that's what he got from the Fey Lord.
He wanted it for power, but
He
he's
accepted,
untrained.
he accepted Bloodhunter magic for power to protect his wife, but none of the training, of course.
Let me guess, he took a deal from Milady.
Yes.
Something similar happened with me, except I was already inflicted by the curse, as you might call it, or the blessing, as others might call it. Milady just helped me find my way to a community, to training. This seems like a very different circumstance.
A blessing doesn't usually make you into a monster. At least not later on, anyway.
No, you'd be surprised. Each blessing comes with its own monsters, its own demons, and each curse comes with its own blessing.
With
Something you have to learn growing up in this order.
this, because we do need to move on.
Mhm.
Where do you guys want to go? I would say by the time you guys are having this conversation, um, Michael Davenport and Lord Adrian Ashenbrook has just like calmed down the people. The giants are passed out asleep. um,
Wait, where are they sleeping? Where do
they're
they
just
fit?
sleeping crisscross applesauce.
Oh,
Boys
Oh,
have been
meditating.
boys have been sleeping. Yeah, they're in a trance. Boys have been stationary for thousands upon thousands of years on like a side of a cliff. Sitting up and like trancing isn't that bad for them. Um, so moving on from that, what do you guys want to do? Do you guys want to wrap up the night, go take a long rest, talk to each other, or do you guys want to cut to the next morning?
I would say before the long rest, I feel like we should probably address the fact that the statue in the center of the town is covered in abyssal runes.
True.
Like,
Yeah, we should probably take care of that.
Don't want a kid to be accidentally be like, "Look, mom, magic!"
well, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, obviously the spell's not going to happen anymore, but there's still the problem of possible corruption if someone were to, like, or maybe something got too close and stayed there for too long, like nuclear exposure.
like
Like a deer, just
No
go
one.
out and say it. Just like a deer was too close to it for too long. I get it. Well, just say Homer's racist without saying he's racist.
just
Ryan's
put
gonna head
root
over.
beer in the
Okay, yeah,
fountain. You know, no one's gonna get close to
Yeah.
that.
That's right.
Ryan's gonna go over to the statue.
You go over to the mighty eagle holding the flag of the subdivision, a symbol of peace and hope and prosperity, covered in these infernal, disgusting ruins. Runes. Not ruins, runes.
I'm going to touch the statue, and I'm going to cast the hollow spell to consecrate, not to consecrate the statue back to how it was.
All right. Touch it. You see that it reverses.
Oh, I can add a binding of I can bind an effect to the area. When a creature would be affected into a spell's area for the first time, it can make a charisma save, or it can willingly choose to fail. I can add courage, darkness, daylight, energy protection, energy vulnerability, everlasting rest, extra dimensional interference, fear, silence, tongues.
Doesn't seem like anything you really need.
I'm gonna do daylight.
Sure, you do daylight.
I'm
And
gonna
now
make
in the
this.
middle.
I'm gonna make the statue shine within the nighttime.
Yeah, and because the daylight spell is bright as all get out, no one's getting any sleep tonight.
No, my window's
It's
facing
happening
the
in the
statue.
town square. No
No.
one's living near the
Ronan,
town
I want to
square.
sleep.
Oh yeah, you're right. You guys are like some of the only people who. Yeah, never mind. You're right.
Yeah, this is just a symbol of hope. It's just I'm just adding more effect to it, like a spotlight.
A beacon.
Yeah, a beacon.
No.
Beacon.
All right,
It's our Minecraft beacon,
I'm gonna
guys.
roll. I'm gonna roll to see if you guys get attacked in the night. Harrison, and dang. Sorry, guys. I tried.
Listen, how well?
Oh well.
Other question for you. How is Jeremiah's talk with Annabella going?
Want to go up and listen to it?
Yeah.
You go up and he goes, "Yeah, so I jumped off and I was like, what?" And I stabbed him in the eyes and slid down. He was like, "Ah!" It was great. I was totally did not get slapped into oblivion.
Question, real quick,
What?
before we continue. The hollow spell is an area of effect of 60 feet. Is Adira within that 60 feet?
I don't know. Where are you standing, Adira?
I mean, I've been near Ronan this whole time.
Oh yeah.
So yes.
Okay, so question. I don't know if this is going to matter or not, or whatever. Any creature who has been charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature is no longer charmed, frightened, or possessed.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Entering the area.
Yeah, that's not the same thing. This is about.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe you should put Homer in that range.
Again, doesn't matter. Not the same thing. Both of them are. One of them is a guy who mentally projects himself whenever he wishes. And the other one is a drug-induced schizophrenia. So two different things.
Well, I mean, astral projection is still a form of possession.
They're not possessed.
They're possessing her mind by projecting themselves into it. And they can hear throughout her senses.
If he was there, I'd say yes, but he's not currently in her mind right now.
Okay.
He's not staying there. He's not stationary there. He literally it's
okay.
like a Zoom call. No, it's like a Zoom call. He just comes whenever he wants.
Yeah.
If he stayed there,
can't automatically close
24/7.
Yeah, like
it's like his parents would have probably killed him by now.
It's like a Zoom call, right? That's like she doesn't know the name tag because he calls from like different like landlines, right? So she still picks it up. She's like, "Hey, this is Adira," and he's like, "Adira, it's your brother." Yeah. So it's not like he's staying nestled into her mind.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, then, yeah, that's just what I wanted to ask.
But
because
he does burn to a crisp because of the daylight. So I'm sorry, Adira, you're dead.
Oh no, I'm dead.
It's not the daylight spell. It's just that bright light fills the area.
Nope, too bad. You already said daylight. That's canon now. Oh man, no, I'm just kidding. Daylight wouldn't hurt her anyway, so I shouldn't walk out in the sun. So yeah, Cyrus, you want to talk to anybody? I know you went up to Jeremiah and you overheard his conversation. You have no idea what he's talking about. And she's like, "Wow, you are very talented." Yeah, some people could say that. Also, remembering this, because I can't do a girl voice without sounding like A. She is younger than him by 2 years. So forgive the voice. But she is younger than him by 2 years. He's 12, she's 10.
Yeah. Oh, we need to know if she knows about her arm manipulation.
I think she would already, wouldn't she?
Depends on what Jeremiah told her.
I guess so, yeah.
Jeremiah might not.
Jeremiah with that.
Jeremiah might not because of being afraid.
So anyway, yeah, we went to talk to gods and all that crap was pretty cool. But then a god killed my adoptive mother and that kind of stuff. But I'm hanging in there. I'm tough. I'm pretty cool. That's why I have decided to embrace the wild side and I'm pretty epic. And she's like, "Oh, you are. That's so amazing. I can't believe such things could happen in the span of 2.5 months." Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you were totally in love with me. Oh, what?
You were totally in love with me. Oh my god.
I don't remember, but I mean, I can't see myself not. I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, you were very I'm saying. Cyrus, you're listening to this entire thing. What do you want to do? Nothing? If not, then we are going to skip to the night time. Where everybody's gonna like kind of just be gathered together. Anyone can talk to anybody. If not, we can move on to the next day. People have started to clear out of the square. The Nabu brothers are asleep. They're nighty night right now.
Still,
And it is getting a little late into the night for things, and everyone can talk to someone if they wish.
what about the bodies? The blood hunters came by and cleaned everything up, right?
You have no idea. You could probably guess they're not going to do it with anybody watching.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Very
Cyrus,
true.
first of all, has to send in word to third head executioner for that.
I
So
think he
where's
did
that
it
guy
already,
been?
didn't he?
Where's
Didn't he do that already?
executioner?
No, he did not. He says he has to. He literally had no time.
Yeah,
You guys have been
yeah.
talking the entire time.
He could cast sending.
He could cast sending. You know what? However, what's the difference? Is Cyrus can't cast that. So
No, not Cyrus. I'm sorry, I meant Ronan.
again, they were having a full-on conversation. He did not say that, so has not done it yet.
Yeah.
That is
Whenever
that's
Cyrus
how the game
comes
works.
to Ron and be like, "Hey, can you call my boss?" Ron will be like, "Okay."
Cyrus has a way to get a hold of his boss. He actually doesn't need Rodin's help. He just has to get to a point where Jaden comes back and plays with us again.
Yeah. I think what will happen
Until then,
is,
you guys can talk to each other and whatnot.
yeah.
Free time.
I want to talk to Ronan.
Oh, okay.
So you brought these people back. That's cool. Who are they? What are they?
The Naboo
Where
brothers.
are they?
Where are they? Outside. The Naboo brothers are legends back whenever I was still within the Age of Monarchy. They were responsible for all of the kingdoms to live separately but equally, making sure that everyone was at peace. No one was being discriminated against. So if not, then they'd have to answer to them. They were harbingers of peace, even before the other races started showing to Obitus, and it was just the Naga nanodroids. They were solving their wars for a long time before we arrived. We, as in the other races.
You know why they died out?
It's a mystery as old as time itself, almost. During the only records that ever proceeded from the age of dictatorship mentioned very little of the Naboo. We just know that they existed. And then suddenly, they were gone. The last we saw of them was, well, the beginning of the Age of Monarchy with the Naboo brothers. That was it. And that was mostly in the Ambrosia Kingdom, my kingdom, who kept records like that of the Naboo brothers. Their stories and tales being told ever since.
All right. This is also confusing.
Well,
You guys keep talking about things I don't know. It's not saying much because I don't know a lot.
seeing history remade can leave some questioning, so I understand. They are good people. They hold good values, and I trust them. The Naboo were very aloof creatures, from what we can understand on the records, but they did held a certain amount of respect when you encountered one. They have a magnificent Frey presence about them. Some akin to even some Frey lords, almost. It was a real shame that Naboo's were wiped out long ago. Hopefully I can bring them back.
Well, you did start.
And I started with 2, yes. And I feel this would also give us the edge against the Pendragons. And with that reason, reviving them as well. They are very powerful creatures. Just not even by sheer size alone, their magic is immaculate. I mean, if there was a story out there that they were the ones that raised their own island back in the day, I would have believed it as well. The island that the Githyanki now possess. This is where the Naboo used to live, according to our history records.
I can't wait to see what happens. And you continue to astound me.
Well, I astound myself, honestly, with some of the things that I do. I never expected any of this to happen within my lifetime, given the fact that I'm way past my lifetime.
Yeah.
But it's been a journey. I've already struggled trying to find myself as a person. Now I need to find myself as a god.
Can't be easy.
It's a process. Of course, it won't be easy. Well, that's why I have friends who help me. Now, of course, I'll willingly do the same for you.
Thank you, because I need it. It's
We all do.
very confusing. I'll see you later. I want to get some food.
I need to go sleep for 7 days.
Yeah. I would love to do that too.
You guys don't have 7 days. Come on.
We don't have 7 days.
You guys have like
No,
3
it's
days to
eight.
just travel, another like 2 weeks.
You just feel 7 days tired. You know?
I feel
Like
7
if I
days
were to sleep
tired.
for
7
7,
days.
if I were to sleep for 7 days, guys, I'd be all good.
The Kiro.
Big hero.
As Jeremiah and Annabelle would have finished their conversation,
Yeah, Annabella has actually been taken in by the females. The like Adira, when you back to the room, you see Agate and Amona are giving her a makeover.
Cyrus would have taken Jeremiah to his room, and as they passed by,
I'm
just
not
be
in
like,
on that.
"You weren't
Alright,
actually in love with him.
You went in
At least
on
not."
that.
You come back in with an entire turducken, and you're ready. 3
You
sides
weren't
of mashed
actually in love with
potatoes,
him, by the way. Just,
whatever Agate
you
and
know.
them wanted.
Cool. And then yeah, I guess
Yeah, you go with um you see the executioner is in your guys' room when you guys come in. Jeremiah's like, anyway, see, I think let's put him on the
I figured you'd be waiting here.
I can see that the mission was completed.
Successful all in all, and a little bit of a bonus on top of it, apparently.
And what did we find out about the heretic?
We weren't able to find much on the succubus, other than that she's been planning this thing for a long time. She carved abyssal runes along the area, claiming it as a protection spell, but there was a sacrifice involved, and due to the information I gained from Ronan on past abyssal openings, I'm assuming that they were trying to open another rift here rather than protect it, or at least would have opened another rift. Whatever their intention was.
Headquarters has had a few ideas on this. They would be glad to hear your work, Executioner.
Thank you, sir. It is strange, though, based off of the abyssal opening trackings me and our associate have been doing, talking about Janice, of course. It doesn't line up with the projected abyssal opening. It doesn't line up with what we've seen. The next abyssal opening was supposed to be in the Salt Lake Village, and yet they're trying to do something here. I don't know if they're working outside the command of what's been going on or what, but a disaster was avoided here today.
Good. You did well, Cyrus. You see, he gets up. The daughter has been returned to her bed. And with that, I expect you to do your job with the youngling. I'm still here, you know. Quiet. I must be off. Headquarters is going to be real antsy about what we uncovered here.
Yes, sir. And I think it's worth noting that this Wendigo originated from the Kage clan, the order to watch out for.
He gives you a look, and you can tell that he knew this already.
I got you.
And he covers himself in dark shadows, and the lights turn on, and he's gone. Man, what an edgy prick, am I right?
He's a respected figure. He worked his way up through the ranks, and now he's the third highest ranked member in our order.
I mean, yeah, I can see it. I mean, hey, let me tell you, man, he's real scary.
Yep.
Think I can get that powerful one day?
Maybe one day. You'll have to go through a lot of training and a lot of hell.
Yeah, sure, training, hell, yeah, all sounds all good. So, I want to talk to you real quick before you lay down in bed and pretend like you're asleep. You know when you sleep sometimes, you know, like when dogs kick their legs, you sometimes do that, you know?
What?
Yeah. I wish I could videotape it. What is a videotape? Anyway,
I wanted to holotape it.
yeah, I mean, I could holotape it next time, but it's like a dog. You like go, you like do this with your leg. It's great, like you're running.
I mean, I guess it's not uncommon, but it's like snoring. You don't know if you do it or not.
Blood hunters only get nightmares, so it's just you always running away.
In his sleep.
Anyway, I wanted to talk to you about the Annabella situation.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't think I told you much about who I am, like in general. Which I mean, you probably don't get it, but I'm a pretty hip kid. You know, I've been around the block.
I mean, yeah, I was curious about something. She seemed to I don't know, have a weird fondness for you, but not like a romantic fondness. And then you were always scared of her, and it's the whole thing.
The Geneva family, which the man she described to you as the head of that family, their whole thing is mind control, steam powered technology to affect the brain. From
Matthias
what
Red is head of the Geneva family.
Huh?
Cyrus asking, Matthias Red is the head of the Geneva family?
no, God, no. I have no idea who that is. I mean, I know who he is. He's her father. No, Matthias, from what I know, is he's not a halfling. He's you know, a naga. But anyway, the Geneva family is kind of messed up in the way that they're trying to create basically perfect soldiers. I don't really know how to explain it. She was one of the tests, and I guess she passed, and well, that's why she was who she was. They just rewrote her brain to be good at what she does, be advanced beyond her years with all her manipulation and murder and torture and all that.
I mean, see, she seems strong.
Yeah, she is. She terrifies me to death because she's strong. She really is. It's just I don't. I think her dying did something with the mind controlling, and she was able to snap out of it.
Like it broke it.
I guess. I don't. Which just doesn't really make me happy because you see these two boys behind me that's been behind me the entire time that they've always been there?
Yeah, no, I've been meaning to ask about that. I don't know why I
Yeah,
haven't yet.
CR and Head. They don't talk much. Their brain is fried because, I turned them in and they failed. And their brains were fried because of it. And I've been trying to reverse it or find a way to undo their mind control or something like that. Kind of just
So
going
they're
on hope.
basically functioning vegetables.
Yeah, they sort of just follow me. I tell them to hide, they hide. It's really the only thing they know how to do. Um,
Yeah, well,
but here's the thing. Even though they were failures, the Geneva family still wanted them. Which is weird. I don't know
odd.
why they would. I'm I don't know. But I hope that's not the only way to undo what happened because I really don't want that to happen to them. And to be honest, I think Annabella is better this way.
Yeah, we may just have to teach her how to use what she was using before. I don't know if any of the muscle memory has kicked in.
I don't know. She hasn't tried to stab me yet, so I'll take that as a good sign.
Yeah, it's helpful.
Anyway, I just wanted to, talk to you about that and whatnot, and just let you know that I do have a personal mission, but I can't do anything like it right now. I have to get stronger and stronger, and
Personal missions are entirely viable even when serving under the order, so long as it doesn't contradict with the order or their goals.
yeah,
This,
I don't think it should.
yeah, this should be fine.
Unless he's like a part of
And
a
there
blood
are,
hunter organization. Probably not.
yeah, but this should there are ways this can be taken care of. We just need to find the right one.
Yeah. Anyway, I think your face looks like it's hurting, so I'm gonna let you go to bed. I'm gonna go to.
I appreciate that.
I think I'm gonna go to bed as well. All right, good night.
Sleep well, Jer.
And we will be back to continue this as we get up to 2 hours. We're going to take our little tiny break. So, for anyone watching, I hope you guys have enjoyed so far. I know these episodes are longer, but we'll be back in a couple of minutes when we can after the break. And welcome back, everybody. Welcome back after the short little break we had. The Adventures is starting, bro. We haven't gone anywhere. We've had conversations after conversations, and guess what? We're gonna start with another conversation.
Oh my god, another one! No way!
Anyway, so Isaac said you want to have a conversation, so go to Ronan.
Okay, I'm assuming I
No.
would have to catch him as he's going to bed, right?
Bro, like
Well,
so it's
we're
like
in
okay,
the
so I
same
imagine
room.
like this. You guys are like he's going to sleep and you're like, Ronan? Yes, Ronan?
Yeah, he's just looking over at my bed.
I threw up.
Where does
I
babies go from?
Okay. Ronan, is it okay if we talk before you go to sleep? Did Ronan's connection end or something?
Sorry, I know I walked away. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I have to watch the baby again. Anyway. What? What was
I
that?
asked if Ronan if he and Homer, I asked if Ronan could talk before he went to sleep.
Yeah, Ronan. See, he was already like with the bed over him, but he wasn't asleep entirely. See, he gets up and he sits up on the bed. Poor Stoner. What do you need?
Well, first of all, I think it's safe to say that I was not at all expecting this turn of events. I mean, what? We met a grand executioner of a blood order. We fought and killed a Wendigo. We stopped another abyssal rift, it seems, and now we brought back two legends from like centuries ago. I mean, I don't know where I'm going with this really. I'm just saying it's a lot.
It has been a journey.
Yeah.
Our adventures aren't over yet, though.
Yeah, I know. Listen, earlier you were talking about what was it? The connections between all these rituals and the abyssal rifts and whatnot. I don't know if this is exactly related to that, but I know that I've told Zara about it, but now she's gone. And I know this is important, so I just need to, well, at least tell you anyway. You said you saw my past, right? Back in the woods.
Yes, I saw everything.
Okay. My main concern is whether or not you've seen recently back in the capital. I died and I found myself in the astral plane. And there was something or someone there. It claimed to be the void, but it was like a humanoid skeleton, and it was wearing some kind of black shredded hooded cloak.
Hmm.
You ever encountered? I mean, you were in the astral plane for a very long time. Have you ever encountered anything like that? Is that like, I don't even know.
Can I make a history check?
Yes, also, if you're gonna take a bite of a chip, my dude, please mute yourself. That broke the entire mood. He's over here trying to be like real
Ronan,
deep, and all you hear is
Ronan's snacking, bro. It's Ronan.
Ronan snacking. Bro. Okay, what are we rolling a history check on?
See if I've seen a depiction of what Homer's describing.
Yeah, roll a history check.
That's my long time being in the astral plane. That is a 26. 18 plus 8.
You don't you you don't remember Ronan not Ronan, sorry. You don't remember ever seeing him when you were there? You were pretty stationary when it came to it. Your spot that you usually stayed was either around the the area of Obitus' star systems, or you stayed in the domain of Sola, which is a little bit more deeper. However, you do remember seeing him when you were going over the legend lore of Homer. When you were going through that, you do remember seeing him meet
Did I show him the photo?
this individual. Sure, you can show the photo.
I'm sorry, I just love it with
Yeah.
a passion.
Probably not the joke one, but we'll find out.
It works. It's the most recent one. That's why I chose it.
There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you did see this skeleton.
I don't recall seeing the entity you're describing within my time in the astral realm, but I did see it during your time.
Well, I don't know when Bali's time was, but he was there too. I mean, I'm almost certain they're connected, but you remember Francis, right? I think that was him.
You think this entity is Francis?
I do. Zara told me that he was there whenever Bali was a kid. And then just recently, he went through his entire life story and he appeared again whenever Bali was a lich, like just recently, and his appearance hadn't changed in the slightest. Francis, I mean.
The appearance that you recognize hasn't changed in the slightest.
No, he looks like a normal person.
There's Francis. He would have existed before my time, whenever I was born, during the Age of Monarchy, if you're saying that he appeared towards Bali.
Yeah, he told Bali to do what he did back at the capital.
What did Francis tell you to do when you encountered him?
Well, I mean, when I first encountered him, I was just a kid. He came to me. I was on the side of the road, and he came to me, and
Yes, I saw. He came to you while you were on the side of the road, and
he offered to help me. He offered to help me find the man who killed my mom.
Yes, I remember his sinister smile when he did that. Though you did not know it at the time. It seemed he had some type of motive behind that. But I couldn't recollect that fast enough before the spell sent me to a different part of your life that I observed. You starting the spearheads.
That was him too. He helped me do that too.
I see.
and he was the one who ordered the attack on Michael back when I and Homer just kind of stopped there.
You think?
Wait, did I just say the capital? I meant the place where Michael's family was, like their home.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the capital of whatever sector he's part of. I forgot which one.
Yeah.
The Plains of Harvest.
Yeah.
So, do you think he'll come to see you again?
Put my shit in the dryer. Are you washing clothes?
I think at this point, would Ronan remember that there was something that Jacob told you guys to tell Homer?
I'm sorry? Ask again. I was being talked to.
Do you think at all at this point, you guys, that you would remember that Jacob, back when you met with him, he told you, like all of you, to tell Homer something?
Would Ron remember?
Because, yeah, Jacob told you guys to tell Homer that, quote unquote, he will never stop.
Quote unquote. I think, yeah, no, I think. No, we didn't, because you were. We didn't
Yeah,
tell you yet.
He was still unconscious. You guys left him with the others.
No, it was not even then. It was just because I remember specifically I was going to wait until you weren't unconscious, but then you were also having a psychotic break at the same time. So there was never a right moment to do so. So, okay. But yeah, I guess I'm going to roll a history check for Ronan to see if he remembers to mention this now.
Would he need to make a history check for that?
Yes, he would, because that means. So history checks are made for people to remember stuff. If he's never remembered that, then that's his issue. He needs to roll it.
Okay.
If I don't remember it, I can't meta game and be like, "Oh, Ronan knows this."
Okay.
Because it's not relevant to the talk that we're having.
Well,
it is relevant, but
yeah, I just didn't know.
I would have remembered.
Yeah, I just didn't know if it was metagaming or not.
Yeah.
Metagaming is a fine line. It's fine. It's a fine line. We'll talk about that in our campfire stories about metagaming, stuff like that. But don't even worry about it right now. Roll for that history check.
Okay.
Yeah. 15 plus 8, 23.
Yeah, I mean, if you wish to bring it up now, you can. It's really up to you. Do you think this is something that Homer needs to hear now?
I would say Ronan to bring it up in the form of him. Yeah, I will.
Oh my god.
Give me a second.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop this awkward silence. I didn't know if
Yeah.
everybody was gonna freaking turn off their stuff. See, This is a good time to remind you guys that we are just starting out, and it's chaotic. Not all of us are able to have our own houses and places to do all this stuff, and sometimes people interrupt, even though we have this day specifically set aside to not be interrupted. Because you know what, life happens. You know why? Because life is life, and life could care less about your feelings. Life could care less about your wants, desires, needs, or abilities. Life is life, and with life comes death. And with death comes prosperity. I might as well right now. While we're waiting, I might as well read ourselves a Bible verse. We at the Godly Boy Podcast, we do actually encourage the love and the appreciation of Jesus Christ. And yes, people are like, "Oh my gosh, you guys are Christian, play D&D?" Yes, we do. So I think it's a good time to do the verse of the day. Verse of the day. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. Really, 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 really good word. Yeah, actually, I think that's a really, really good word. Basically, forgive as you have been forgiven. Do not go around holding grudges against people. Bear your fruit to them and have them bear their fruit to you. I believe this verse was Colossians 3:13. Yeah, bear with each other and forgive one another. If any of you have a grievance against someone, forgive as the Lord has forgiven you. Take it to them. Don't hold stuff against you guys, okay? Don't keep stuff against your friends. If you're your friends, they're gonna understand, So go to them, love on them, forgive them. They might not do the same to you, but that's the difference between everything. You know what I mean? So it seems like he's still not back, even after Bible verse time.
Yeah, I only turned off my
There
mic
he
because.
is.
There we go.
Okay.
Let's continue.
Forgive, you shall be forgiven, as the Lord said.
Amen.
Amen.
Jesus is practicing that right now.
I'm practicing that right now. Anyway. But yes, Ronan, the way that he's going to mention this information that he remembers is that he remembers Jacob saying that he will never stop, as in the way that he's going to say it contextually, the way that he understood it was that Jacob was never going to stop. However, to Homer might signify something else. So that is what Ron's going to convey.
Well, Scarlett did say on the way back that it was. She always thought it was some kind of like inside joke between the two.
Oh yeah, that too. Exactly. That's right. But yeah, Ron's gonna say that to Homer. He's gonna say that Jacob said that he will never stop. Scarlett mentioned how that was an inside joke between the both of you, but don't know what that could have mean.
It
Don't
was
know what
what
that
we
could have
called
meant.
him.
Called him he?
Yeah, neither of us liked saying his name out loud. At least not in front of other people.
I see.
And I guess that means that I've, what was it? I guess sidestepped Agate's vision of my future, but I don't know for how long.
What was your vision? I forgot. Hold on. Ronan saw it.
Yeah, everyone saw each other's visions.
Everyone saw each other's visions. That's right.
Let me see. Well, there were buildings, and Homer was walking down a road with an abyssal army following him, including Titan, the abyssal general, and the sky was red, and Homer, what are their names? I can't remember their names, but he killed Fanoa's children in front of him, and it looked like he couldn't do anything because he was held in place by something. And Homer looked over from the side and smiled at him. And the sky was red. I don't know if I said that already, but...
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, and I think at this point Homer would tell Ronan that Ronan thought that it couldn't happen because he thinks that Homer's not a bad man anymore, but that's just it. It wasn't him. It was Francis, because Homer recognized his smile.
Well, even then, we do know that that vision cannot come to pass anymore. And the fact that Titan is dead. And from at least what I know about abyssal creatures, even they have the ability to revive their own. This is a first for this entire realm, my ability of revival. And that's probably what everyone wants to get their hands on, given the fact that Milady wanted a piece.
Right.
For whatever reason she had.
Yeah. So, listen, I hate to ask you right now, it doesn't even need to be right now, but however you found out about me, could you maybe do the same for him?
Legend, lore, and Francis. It's hard to say. I would imagine that, given the fact of his name being as old as his visage throughout the years, how he's always remained the same, but yet has encountered so many people like you and Bali, it could potentially work.
He also goes by in addition to we also call him the Man in Black.
Everyone that he's encountered, he's always addressed himself as Francis, yes? Is that what Bali addressed him as well when you spoke to Zara?
No, as far as I'm aware, he didn't address him as anything. But anyone who's encountered him, he's kind of an urban myth, I guess you could say, among the spearheads. This figure called the Man in Black, whose influence permeates through every level of the spearheads down to the lowest street thug.
If I were to gather information on the Man in Black, then I'll get the information that is known to the spearheads. The urban myth amongst them. It's as much as I could reach. If he introduced himself as Francis and that is his true name, or a name that he has used throughout the years, then I could possibly gain more information. The issue is that that name needs to hold some sort of history. Which is why I ask if the way that he introduced himself to you is the way that he introduces himself to anyone. Because that way there's a history behind the name and I can get more information on it.
I wouldn't imagine so. I think our safest bet might be the Man in Black.
That would be our safest bet. I can't guarantee we'll get enough information to go all the way back to the ages of Bali and I. Just anything that happened recently during the Spearhead's rule. It's as much as I would be able to gather. Is that all right?
Yeah.
And here's something I'm going to do as well. Lennon.
What does your video sound like? Go to artlist.io and get the best music.
And because I forgot to, I'm also going to say Homer would also have, like, specify that he's asking this of you because he thinks that he might be important, like Francis would be.
So forgive me.
Oh,
I tried
game,
something, didn't work. I
Yeah.
didn't do it all the way. So basically, in the Twitch, you're gonna hear, "This is not how it works. The land, the myth," from this ad I was trying to do.
Isaac, out of game, I 100% believe that Francis is connected into this somehow. There has to be, because of the fact that he was the catalyst for starting the Spearheads, and the fact that the Spearheads are also kind of working for the Pendragons, kind of. From what we theorized, there has to be a connection there. Francis, the Spearheads isn't the only person that Francis visited.
So,
but in game, what I wanted to ask you, Landon, was if I were to cast Legend Lore on the Man in Black, because that's the urban legend that every Spearhead knows about Francis, if that is his real name, I know that I would only get a certain amount of information that would be relevant to the Spearhead myth, right? The Man in Black. Or if that myth extends beyond that, I don't know. But all I know is that from what Homer has described, if I use Legend Lore and say the Man in Black, I would get anything that the Spearheads know, plus anything extra if that title extends past,
here's the thing about Legend Lore, though. The more information you have on the person, the more you can get. You know only the few things that Homer and Zara was able to say. I don't even think you and Zara has even talked about it. So
No, she did.
the little bit that he talked with Ronan about, or you, there's a difference.
Oh,
I don't think they talked to Ronan. I don't think he talked to Ronan. She talked to Ronan about it. So
she didn't talk to me about it, but Homer explained to me what they talked about.
Homer's going to explain the little bit that he knows. It's you're not going to get as much as you would say when you did it on Homer. You're not going to get as much when you did Django West, right?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying based on.
So what you are going to get is if he goes by many other names, you're going to get only what is from the Man.
From what title he uses to approach people. That's what I'm saying. So I know that given the name is dependent on how much information I'll get, because it's all heavily implied. It's the Legend Lore spell. It's the amount of significance that name has.
Right.
Is the amount of information I could gather more than just one name. Like with Homer Carson, Django West. Like I got all the information on Django West because he is a legend.
He's a legend, but you're also, because you known about him, you have a connection to Homer. There's a lot of things of why you got that much. But yeah, you're going to get a little bit of information based off of how the spell works, and only what is based off of him being approached as the Man in Black.
Yeah, lore consists of current tales, forgotten stories, or even secret lore that has never been widely known. I'm imagining I won't get any secret lore, obviously, because I don't know that person very well. But forgotten stories, current tales.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you want to cast it?
Before I cast it, I wanted to ask, since neither of these spells are a concentration, one of them is a casting time of 10 minutes, the other one, I can cast it once and it'll last 8 hours. I was thinking of, if I was able to cast Legend Lore and connect a string of encode thoughts between me and Homer, so that way he can get the information as well as I'm using the spell.
Okay.
At the same time.
So
awesome.
What are you trying to do?
I'm gonna cast encode thoughts to pull out a string of my mind and connect it to Homer.
Okay, this is what's gonna happen, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
You have used up, and usually I don't do this, but you have used up a lot of energy from doing your god abilities, from being able to summon them and reform their body, putting a person's body back, and now you're trying to use Legend Lore, which is going to be pretty taxing on you as well as doing encode thoughts.
I did not even think of that. Holy crap!
Holy crap! Encode thoughts is a cantrip.
It's a cantrip, yes, but it's like the little straw on the camelback. You know, you're putting all this stuff on. That little bit is still going to put a little bit of weight on it, no matter if it's a cantrip or not.
Mm-hmm.
Homer did specifically say we didn't have to do it now.
So Roland's gonna do it. I know as his character, he's gonna do it anyway. That's just who he is. I'm just letting you know
Oh,
that
what have I done?
this might come with a little bit of repercussions that I'm not gonna say until later.
What have I done? What have I done?
Calm
Well,
down.
if
It's fine.
they,
You're exhausted. Yes, you haven't. I do not have you do it in this campaign. I do not have you do it, but I do keep good track on how much you have done and adding it up. So you doing something as big as the divine intervention, using your divine intervention, not Sola's, so your own divine intervention, plus everything else that you've been doing since then, it's gonna tax onto you. So it's not gonna be probably something like, oh, you're gonna -3 to your strength or something like that, like we did before with the whole soul stuff. But it might make it where you won't be able to get rid of a level of exhaustion because you're driving yourself to the point of like, oh my gosh, I'm using all of this ability of mine, all of these powers and abilities and magic, one after the other, after the other, after the other, which are pretty big things.
also, oh my god, well, how much did I get my stats back from that? By the way, I don't think we we discussed that, especially
No.
with what happened as well with my new god evolution, or my next stage development.
I don't think you got them back. I don't think you got them back yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, not yet. I don't think we got them back yet.
But when am I gonna get them back?
I have no idea. So moving on. Are you gonna do it now, or do you want to wait until later?
Well, as much as I would like to help Homer with this like info gathering, and it would help us as well, I feel like Ronan's more, because I did want to talk to Homer before we went to bed. I think Ronan's mind when it comes to priorities is, I guess, to kind of talk to Homer about the dreams and stuff.
Okay.
So he'd probably tell Homer, like, I think it would be best to do it later, as you said.
Okay. Yeah. Of course. I'm sure. Actually, I didn't even think about this. You probably have some rest to do after all that, after everything that happened today. I'm sorry, I didn't think of that.
No, it's fine. I'm glad that I am able to be this reliable. But yes, it feels like my veins are on fire.
I'm sure. So I would also say we should probably leave this for another time. You said you wanted to talk about something else?
I did want to speak on the dreams that you were having and the signs of your addiction, or not addiction, you only took it once, but the withdrawals of the drug you took from a lady. It's how has it been affecting you mentally?
I mean, I'm starting to. I feel like I have these. What's the word? Shifts. Like 1 minute I'm conscious, and then another I'm, well, still conscious, but then I'm somewhere else. I mean, Zara apparently met Django. That's him. And I didn't even remember. I didn't remember any of it.
I saw Django as well. Whenever I was speaking to you, Django seemed to have dominated your psyche for a bit.
and walked off before I could say anything after. And it was concerning, to say the least.
Homer kind of chuckles at that, but yeah, he did.
Yeah. So, in regards to that, what? Trying to think of like therapy sort of questions. Because this is what's going on. Drone's trying to give him therapy. When do you usually see Django?
Whenever, I don't know, whenever, I don't know how to describe it. He was in the dream whenever I was having my episode the day before. Or I guess not the day before, it's still tonight.
Yes.
He was shooting bullets into Zara's body in the same manner that Avenger would stabbed her and spat on her. And you see that Homer kind of feels a little agitated at that. Landon, you doing that on purpose? Anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, you're fine. I understand.
Hold up, what am I doing? What do I do? Those.
The crunching.
The crunching.
I'm just eating ice.
And
My stream can't hear it, it's only you guys.
Avenger should not have done that. It's very disrespectful. Even Judgment was disappointed.
Django told me that sooner or later I was going to get everyone killed. Because that's what I do, according to him.
Do you think that what he says is true?
I don't know. I mean, I used to. Then all that crap happened back in the sands, and I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Well, I feel that you've done your hardest to keep us alive. Even if you made mistakes. But everyone makes mistakes. No one's immune to them.
Mistakes. Homer says that in like a tone like, are you kidding me? Mistakes?
People make choices. Sometimes those choices aren't correct or right or fair or just. But everyone suffers a lapse of judgment. We have emotions. We have things that drive us to do certain things. We have feelings that can be played with and used by other people. We are, plain and simple, corruptible. And I feel like a lot of things know that. A lot of things use that against us.
Okay,
We alone hold the willpower to decide what it is that we truly meant to do or not, regardless of whatever actions we've taken. We can choose to regret or to accept certain actions. It doesn't mean that those actions were taken with a full conscience in mind. What Django is doing to you, he's trying to make you feel guilty for everything that you've done, accusing that you'll do it again. Yes.
um,
Do not have to feel guilty if you don't want to. You must learn to forgive yourself for what you have done. It's one way to get rid of guilt.
but what if I deserved it?
If you did deserve it, and you truly believe that, then you make amends for the guilt that you feel. Because people cannot begin to forgive you if you cannot forgive yourself. You will spend all your energy chasing something that needs to start within you first.
Okay.
Help me, Lord, have patience.
I hate to be that DM, but as all the good DMs do, we've got to wrap this
Gotta wrap it up.
so we can continue
Okay.
on. We got more stuff to do than talk.
I'm back. Hello. And yes, therapy session, I guess we'll continue later.
Okay.
You guys can wrap it up so it doesn't feel like it just ends.
Okay.
Felt like it was on its way to that too, so
I was just gonna say. You need to stand your ground, Django. You need to make him understand that just because you did bad things doesn't make you a bad person. Not at heart. And even if you were a bad person before, that's not who you are now. You've done your damnness to try to protect us. Try to make sure that we had your trust at all times, and you forgave all the times, or you've asked for forgiveness for all the times that you've made a mistake. And I feel that's enough. I don't ever expect anything out of my friends besides for them to show kindness and for me to reciprocate it. You may not win every heart over, but at least you can live with yourself knowing the fact that you tried.
Homer stands up and he just says, I hope you're right. Then he just leaves.
Where is he going?
Ryan-
You guys
Ryan
share a room.
Ryan instantly just falls back on his bed, passed out. Just
I go to my bed too. I forget that that happens.
He gets up, leaves, and walks back into the room. I forgot this is.
Oh, I thought you were gonna
No,
go
I-
use the bathroom or something.
No, I stand up and I tell him I hope that he's right, and then I go to my bed.
Okay.
Okay, with that, everyone can take a long rest.
Whoa.
Yay! Hooray!
Jeremiah gets up before everybody. Just kidding. Greatest interaction of the night. Give that man an inspiration. No, I'm not giving him an inspiration. As you guys awake to when you guys go downstairs to Michael, Jasper, Jean, and Adrian having a conversation, and you see Seraphina is also there.
Okay. This time, Ronan is like so tired from all the events that happened yesterday. This is like the first time anyone has seen him with messy hair and him not trying to fix it immediately. Just out of pure tiredness.
That's okay. You know, you got a good old bae named Agate who's gonna work on your hair while you're drinking coffee and eating.
I'm drinking something right now, but it's orange juice.
Hey, morning, mate. See you guys all coming down as chip as a chipper. Oh, come grab a seat. We've come up with an idea on what's going to happen with punishment and all that.
Punishment.
Right, mate. I mean, no way to put it. I mean, no better way to put it. Adrian knew about the whole Wendigo situation, and he understood, even though on false pretenses, sort of led this in a fashion that is assisting of a crime, and because of that, there has to have been a punishment involved. He's also under subdivision jurisdiction. Michael and me has come up with an idea to where it's not too bad, so don't worry too much about it. But
My only worries is who's going to keep this place calm in his stead.
oh, like I said, it's nothing too bad. Don't you even worry about it. He's not losing his title or his position. We need all the help we can get, mate. I'm not gonna throw him out to the streets and leave this place undefensible. That's not possible. That's not in our cards. I'm just saying that he does have a punishment that he has to uphold.
Right. And what are we thinking?
Well, an idea that I had. Number one was physical pain. Very quick, a couple of whippings here and there. Get him in, get him out. Number two was absolute loyalty to the subdivision under oath.
So, fealty.
Yes, right. More community service hours. Somebody said that.
You would have to swear fealty to the subdivision in its entirety.
Correct. No going back and forth like they've been doing. I mean, I understand that they've wanted to subjugate themselves under the subdivision, but under this oath, they won't be able to turn to other forces as long as they're controlled by the subdivision military.
Right.
Right. It's Michael. It's not my place, so I'll let you take it from here. Right. So it was either between beating the snot out of the guy or having him forever under my oath. However, we were going to leave it to a vote since you all are the heroes of this fine town that you protected so wonderfully. We were going to let you guys join in on the vote.
I wonder what our bounty board is going to say about that. He says to himself.
Agate, as she's brushing your hair, goes, most likely they're going to make it seem like the subdivision is, on our side, if I had to guess.
Indeed.
Which, is bad for them, but, we've seen what we've done here. 2 places, we're doing pretty good.
So,
Michael goes, so the first thing before we move on, we are still trying to get to the capital, if I remember correctly, of my sector, correct?
of course, it is still the goal.
So, first order of business before we move out, if you forgive me taking over, Rowan. Putting Adrian and Seraphina's punishment to a vote. We'll start with you. You say aye or nay. We don't need a reason. He points over at you, Adira. Physical punishment or swearing complete and utter loyalty to the subdivision. A or nay.
The second one.
Looks over at you, Homer.
Just real quick, Landon, does that imply a paladin oath? The second one? Okay.
The second one is that he basically has to swear fealty. He is under the absolute rule of the subdivision and cannot diverge, or if not, that will be a break in his oath.
Breaking his oath, which will cause major crimes done to the subdivision, which could result in the entire town being wiped out or other civil war, stuff like that. It's not like, oh, I'm going to gain power from this. This is every men that is under his ruling will be used by the subdivision no matter what. And if that was ever to be broken, they're complete in other domination over.
And of course, the fealty can always be negotiated.
Yes, it can always be negotiated and revoked as well.
Subdivision has final say.
Correct.
In all of it.
Yeah, they're not like slaves or anything. He will be basically be a member of the lower council of Michael's military. So not a blue coat, but he will be there.
Second one.
It's kind of enslavement, but not really.
Yeah, it's kind of enslavement, but not really. Exactly.
Because he can break out, it's just they'll come with consequences.
Right. So he looks at you, Homer. Okay. Looks at you, Ronan.
I say yay to fealty.
Looks over to Cyrus. You see Cyrus goes, I suggest that fealty only goes to Adrian. Seraphina we don't have any evidence on Seraphina's big involvement in this besides just being there with her mother and marrying into Adrian's family and taking over after the death. I know that's probably a big deal, but in my opinion, she has no evidence on her being anything other, and I do not think she should be bound by this oath. Just Adrian. Mate, I don't think you understand. That's not up for negotiation. They are technically by law married, which is why this was able to happen in the first place. Whatever happens to him is going to happen to her. This consequences go in this direction, no other way, mate.
Indeed. And if he dies, then she's going to have to take up the bill either way. It's better safe than sorry.
That doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
She's not guilty of anything, but she still has to swear fealty nonetheless. Being married.
Fealty. Fine, whatever.
I say beat the crap out of him.
If I wanted your opinion, I would have asked for it, Jeremiah.
Yeah, well, I gave you my opinion without you asking for it, you know? I saved you the trouble. You're gonna get to me at some point. I know I was in the back of the room, so I had to make my way over here.
Thanks, Jeremiah. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome, man.
What does Annabella state, Jeremiah? Just a quick update. Is sufficient.
Oh, she's fine. She's great. I haven't seen her since last night. Didn't she sleep with the girls? I mean, it's not like I knew that. I don't know where the girls sleep.
Look over to Adira. Did Annabella enter the room with you?
She was there before I got there. Getting a makeover by the 2 others.
Makeover?
So where is she now?
Still in bed, I think. Was when I left, I think. Didn't check.
Yes, please check.
Alright, I'll go check. I'll go.
Takes 5 bowls of porridge with her for the road.
But outside of that, I think fealty is the best option overall that most have voted on.
Michael, what'd you say, mate? I hate to make someone feel so fealty if they don't wish it. However, I believe this is better than causing physical harm to him, as well as changing his attitude when it comes to us in the end. Adrian, you, in my opinion, even though these are crimes that you have to serve no matter what, I don't think you were involved in this. I trust I've seen you grow up from a little boy to the man you are today. I will swear fealty, but the fealty will be under my own negotiations and terms. Understand, Gene? Of course, mate. Even when I'm in control of the sector, you know all the power goes to you, mate. I'm just there to look pretty. Alright. Okay. Adrian Ashenbrook, rise to your feet, and I hereby ask you to put your hand over your heart as you say the oath, swearing fealty and absolute subjection and loyalty to the subdivision. I, Lord Adrian Ashenbrook, hereby devote my life, liberty, freedoms, and powers to the subdivision military. Under no circumstances shall I ever go against or break the word of the Hawk. In doing so, will require complete and utter annihilation. Will require complete and other annihilation. I hereby direct you to this outpost, where you will stay and serve and join up with another town not too far away from here called Amidala Springs. Yes, they are spearheads, however, they are sworn under our legion as well. You will support each other and hold this position for the subdivision. Understand? You see Adrian gets back into that cold demeanor that you guys saw when you first met him, when you first came there. He goes, "Sir, yes, sir!"
Mm-hmm.
At ease. Second form of business. What do you do with them? And you see, looking through the window, you see big eyes staring through the window, just watching.
Yeah, eyeball.
Are you guys done talking in there?
Oh, have they had breakfast yet?
They're to come with us to the capital.
To the capital? You mean we're gonna travel with you, friend?
Of course. I feel like your presence would be very necessary for this civil war that's happening.
Ichabod, you hear that? I'm right here, brother. We're gonna go save the world!
It's like their voices are really loud and it shakes like the entire building.
You just hear all the silverware clatter.
But brother, how will we travel? With magic? Of course I know with magic, but how? We are big in places we can't get to. Good point.
We won't jump and climb until we get there.
We'll cast flying spells. Brother, do you know any flying spells? Oh, good point. What if I believed really hard, brother?
Watch
Hey,
and just
listen,
causes an
Pixie.
earthquake.
The cows! um. Shall we pack our bags? What bags do we have? You just see him get tackled, like above the other head just gets tackled. I must teach you manners, little brother.
If anyone was still asleep, they're awake now.
Yeah, they're all awake. Yeah, they're 100% awake.
Yep.
As you guys are talking, it's just now that we are trying, or someone tell them to stop.
I'm gonna look at Michael. I feel that their help would be very necessary for what we are going to do at the capital.
I don't disagree. My only issue is big targets, a lot of attention, in places where we might not need the attention. Is there a way maybe for them to meet us later?
Of course. I'm sure that
The reason I say this is because if we can deal with Ichabod first in a stealth-like manner, which we know we're going to have to fight anyway, deal with, and since we're trying to get your friends in the first place, I would rather them not be able to see us from 15,000 miles away.
yes, that is true.
Of course, I am not the leading in this operation. I am just trying to get back to the capital. This is your decision.
Well, there is a possibility of casting invisibility, but I feel that would only last a minute. Having it last for longer would be a struggle. It's a lot of expended magic.
Not like it would do much good either.
Also, it would be very interesting to see what people think of us with giant earthquakes happening everywhere we go.
Well, it's not like we already have a target on our back already. Just us alone, at least. But
Yes, however, the issue is I am the leader, and I believe in your powers. I believe in your strengths. However, I would like to make sure that I don't have the chance of dying before getting back and reclaiming my place. If that makes sense, Mr. Stargazer.
I was gonna go, guys, like a little slight smirk because we're like, well, you died once already, but I understand.
Stone cold.
I mean, he
I'm
has
sorry.
a point.
I'm
I
sorry,
said
that was
my piece.
inappropriate. That was very inappropriate. I apologize.
Get down and
But-
give me 10 push-ups. I'm just kidding.
However, that Zara in me, it's coming out. I do agree that, yes, bringing them would be cumbersome. Angeline, So, wait, are they
Do we
listening?
have a
He's
map?
gonna look outside. He's gonna look out the windows again.
You see, you see oh, why can't I remember my own characters' names?
Bronson Ichabod.
Gronson
Ichabod.
picks up Ichabod and power bombs him in the nearby forest.
They're not listening. I'll speak with them.
Maybe do we have a map that we can look at?
Well, we have my map that can track anything, as long as there's blood involved.
Well, I'm just saying that because maybe there's like not necessarily a detour, but like 2 different paths, maybe, to the Plains of Harvest.
Well, I could say that we can make sure to have them stay a distance away while we travel ahead of them, and then whenever we need them in case of an emergency, we'll cast Ascending. Tell them exactly where we are.
Okay.
Now, we're not traveling with them per se, but they are right behind us. In case we do need them.
I'm fine with that. Actually, that does bring up a good point. If these two are staying behind, maybe, if it's up to you guys, certain people could also stay behind and join them in forces, if we need to call them. Travel light, travel faster, besides having as many people we have now. Keep them here, help them defend the post, help them create interactions with Dolly's men. Maybe after that they could gather some men and meet us when we get to the border of the Plains of Harvest. Again, it's not my call, but that is what I think would be the best course of action.
Really trying to have us shed weight, huh?
I worry about my capital, and all of us move at a slower pace than I would like. I hate to be impatient, but my people are dying.
Well, if we are to leave people, we need to think about this further.
Of course, and then we can head out.
Yes.
You guys sit at the table. You still hear Ichabod off in the distance.
How many people do we need to leave behind, in your experience?
A majority of the people we won't really need. People who know about Dolly, people who could help in some way, shape, or form of protecting this as one of the main bases out here in the crossroads under our jurisdiction. I will suggest we don't leave Agate. In my opinion, I feel like out of all the other people here, no offense to everyone, she's the most powerful when it comes to magic as well as scientific discoveries, and so forth and so forth. Again, no offense, Nimona. None taken. She is a strong girl, isn't she? I would rather, the representative, Miss Fox, I would rather if you stayed behind as well. You are not a battle-capable woman, and to be honest, you have only gotten in our way. I will also stay back. I am also not a battle-hardened man, and if you're able to clear the way, I can come with these two, and who's going to stop us then? Which means that my protectors, Jasper, and of course my protector, will also stay back behind with me, Zoltan included. That leaves Cyrus, Jeremiah, Adira, Homer, Ronan, Agate, and anyone else. If I'm missing anyone else, I don't know. I don't think I'm missing anyone else. Oh, and I would suggest keeping Annabella back until she at least understands how she can fight again or regains more of her memory.
Thank
Well,
you
if
again.
that's if that's the case, then we need to have Jeremiah stay behind as well. He's the only one who knows the best about Annabella in general.
Cyrus goes, not possible. If he stays behind, I stay behind.
Well, then I guess we bring him with us.
And what about CR and Head?
Well, they never get in trouble anyway. I literally don't think they can die. Watch.
No, I'm just kidding. He shoots him. I'm just kidding. No,
No, like literally, they're so good at hiding. Like, I sometimes forget they're with us. And you know, the brain dead, sort of like walking vegetables.
My only concern is that we can't leave Annabella with people that she doesn't know and know nothing about her. Since
Hey, as I said, if he stays behind, I stay behind as well. I have a mission now, and he isn't part of that. I'm not allowed to leave the site. He has to stay with me.
What mission is that?
Simple order stuff, really. Nothing too much for you to get really up and worried about. Unless you want him to like lose control. If I'm not here to subdue him or anything like that, then who knows? Annabella could get her throat ripped out. You want that?
Lose control? Did you make him a blood hunter?
I did not make him. He chose that for himself.
Oh my God.
However, like I said, yeah, I got a mission, so I come with him. If he stays behind, I stay behind, which can't really happen because then Milady will be up my ass about it. Okay, so he goes and I go.
Well, it still counts as helping if you're staying behind, so I'm sure Milady will be able to understand.
Yeah, I don't want to risk it.
I'd rather him come with us. We do need.
I'm powerful now. I can show stealth around and.
Yeah, Jeremiah's getting better.
The point was to protect Jeremiah because of the recent falling of a certain someone. Having him connect to more packs just because he wants to. He's a child.
He also can think for himself.
He is a child.
I understand. I may not like it.
It's done. There's really no reason to be arguing about this now, so let's.
We need Cyrus to come with us. He needs to come with us, and Jeremiah.
No, we need Cyrus, but I worry about Jeremiah as well.
And that's why he should come.
Listen, Ronan, with all due respect, I don't really think that we're in a position to negotiate something. We'll talk about something like this now. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet.
I know we're not, but why are we risking children as a part of our operation?
He doesn't have to go. If he doesn't go, I don't go. That's just we're a bundle
You've seen
deal.
how I've lost control before. If Jeremiah can lose control in the same type of way.
I want Cyrus to stay with Jeremiah, 100%. I just don't want Jeremiah to continue down this path.
Maybe you guys should talk to him about it then, but right now is not the time to be doing that.
When do we ever have time to talk about anything?
You had last night. I mean, we really just talked for a little bit and then I went to bed. I don't know what he did.
I couldn't. I was tired. I just revived 2 giants.
Forgive me. Hey, I ain't trying to fight with you, okay? You can be pissed, but don't be pissy at me.
I don't want to put more people in danger, and you letting him become a blood hunter did that.
Hey, can't stop a man with free will. Kid told me this is what he wanted to do. It's what he wanted to do. To be honest, he wanted to do it because, well, from what I hear, you guys aren't exactly the bunch to help him in this time of need, I think. That's what he says.
Hey, Cyrus, can we shut the fuck up now?
Yeah, sorry.
If someone were looking, you could tell this affects Homer a little bit.
Affects Adira as well.
And that's the point. We can't help him when we are dealing with trying to help everyone else, helping Obitis itself, maybe even the world from falling to ruin. This is why I can't risk Jeremiah coming with us.
Hey, he doesn't come. I told you. I can carry the less, but if you say that this is going to not affect Milady and that happens, that you ass got it. Keep him behind, I say behind.
Ronan, I'm sorry, you're always the one who makes the big decisions, and I'm mainly fine with that. But Homer and I agree that Cyrus should come, and therefore Jeremiah can come.
Yeah, Cyrus is right. Leaving him behind, that's just as great of a risk too.
Do you see where we leaving him behind? This town? With everyone else, including the Naboo. What more danger would he be in?
I mean, he loses control in a place where maybe they're not around.
Cyrus, you can stay with him. That's not what I'm arguing for. It's the fact that
Then
him
what
coming
in
with us to do the
God's
mission.
name are we arguing for then? Am I going or am I not?
Yes, I think he should.
Yes.
While you
Then
guys
you
talk
both
about
risk-
that and discuss that, I'm gonna go get myself a stiff one for the road, or throw up in my room because you guys can't decide on fucking shit. And he gets up and he goes to the
Both-
bar.
You both are risking Jeremiah's safety.
He already is in danger.
From
He
who?
can lose control.
Well, not with
And
Cyrus.
we also need Cyrus with us. We don't have Zara anymore. We need
We
some
don't
more
have
help.
Zara anymore. You're right. We don't have Zara anymore. But I'm not going to risk the one person that Zara tried to protect this entire time we've been traveling.
Ronan, listen. It is also a risk not having him with us, because think about it. The only ways that would work is if he went by himself and Cyrus went with us, or if Cyrus went with him, and that also means that there's a chance that whatever the conditions are he has with Milady, if he dies or something like that, then who will he have?
We are heading to war. I need you both to understand that. War is not fun. This is a civil war. People will die. And I know you both know that. Are you willing to risk Jeremiah dragging him with us into war? Or giving him a chance
Fortunately
so that
for
way
you,
he can be in
it's not your
peace.
choice.
It's not mine, it's not yours either.
I'm not saying it's
The only
mine.
one who
He
would
wants to go.
The only one who would
That is
want
his
who
choice.
would have a choice is Zara, because Zara was his guardian, but she's not here. No, we are protecting him in her stead. He has already been through enough. You want to put him through more. It doesn't matter what he wants. He is a child. No child deserves that trauma.
Yeah, I'm still here. You know. I'm still fucking here.
No child deserves the trauma of war.
Jeremiah's gonna get up on a chair and he's gonna go,
Look, Ronan. I don't give a what you think. And I'm coming. If you like it or not. You'll try to stop me. You can put spells on me. But you ain't stopping me this time. I'm sick. Sick of standing by while all this bullshit is happening. I chose this. And all of you still talk to me like I'm in the third person. I'm a child, but you know what? None of you own me. None of you.
You
The
didn't
only one,
choose this.
the only one who did. You let him murder. You let her get murdered. I don't
You
fucking
didn't
care
choose
what you
this.
say.
God
I
dragged you
don't
into
care.
it. The reason why she murdered was to protect you.
I don't care what you have to say. You stood aside. So I don't
She
need to
died
listen
protecting
to
you because
any-
she should have never involved you in the first place.
I don't need to listen to any of you. I'm going.
You go and you risk your own life.
Good.
I'm tired of
Who
speaking.
cares?
We do,
No, you don't.
but you won't listen.
No, you don't. You don't care. If you cared, you would have stepped in and saved my fucking mother. I mean, my adoptive mother, but still.
She sacrificed herself to save you. Do not make me responsible for not helping her against a god, unless you think you can kill one.
I am going to hold you responsible. Because even though you call yourselves her friend, none of you act like it. None of you. None of you guys are friends. I think the closest thing you can call a friend is you and Homer, and even then it's more of a therapist relationship. We're all a bunch of unstable fucks who are trying to save the world. You don't own me, you don't own me, you don't own me. None of you guys do. I can make decisions on my own. I've been doing it for 12 fucking years. I've done things that other of you guys have never dreamed of. I decide to go. I'm going. End of this fucking discussion. I'm gonna be in my room and I'm gonna pack up. He hops down. Cyrus comes back with a drink. And he goes, I'll handle it, don't worry, I'll calm down. I'll be back. Hold on. Hey, Jer.
This is the outcome of no guidance. None whatsoever. None that something that we haven't been giving him either. And I blame myself for that. We have given him no guidance, only worrying about his safety. I understand that he feels he has nothing now to lose. And the fact that he lost Sarah. This is the only thing that he had. You have to understand this can't continue. The path he leads is one of self-destruction.
Yes, and leaving him behind would only make it worse.
I can't stand by and watch a child destroy himself. You have to understand where I'm coming from.
I don't see it.
Why are we leading him down this death march with us? We've lived our lives. He has yet to begin his.
Well, he's lived a life. You act like he has been an innocent child. He is not.
He is not
This
an
is
innocent
his
child, but he is
choice.
an innocent soul. No one deserves this. Not even him. Not even us. The plagues that were wrought upon our world is because of corrupt people. And we were chosen to fix it because we're the only one who can see through that. Jeremiah is a victim of that corruption. He just wishes to make amends with it. But the trauma will be brought back all the same. He was a victim of his circumstances. He was a victim of his environment. And we're putting him through more of that trauma if we do take him with us.
You hurt him. He's not staying behind no matter what you do.
I know he
And
won't.
if you do make him stay behind, he'll resent you and he'll go even down a worse path.
And if we do leave him, Ronan, I already said, but I'll say it again. We don't exactly know the details of Cyrus's deal with Milady. And if we separate, then if Jeremiah separates from us, then that means that Cyrus has to go with him. I don't know exactly what'll happen, but if that means breaking the deal, and I don't know what will happen to him, but if he dies, we know something bad is going to happen to him, and it's most likely going to end up with Jeremiah being all alone altogether.
I don't want anything bad to
And
happen to
means,
Cyrus. I don't want anything bad to happen to Jeremiah either.
And that means that he'll be left to his demons all alone with no one to help.
Well, it's not like we haven't been doing that either. None of us has been helping him with his demons.
Maybe this is the opportunity to make a change to that.
Exactly. Yes.
I think so.
Sorry, let me say that again. I was muted on stream. He reaches into a bag and he pulls out this warhammer. He goes, "Yeah, no, not what you guys think. I promise it's not what you guys think. This is Ruckus's old warhammer. He gave it to me with the idea that you guys would know what he's talking about." And he hands you the warhammer and he puts it down on the table and he goes, "Look, mate, like I said, I understand. I gotta go, and you guys are taking the kid and the bloodhound. Cool. You guys gotta start hitting the road, okay?"
Okay. And I take the warhammer.
Here, all mate. Michael, it was very nice seeing you, pal. And he gives Michael like a bro hug. He goes, "All right, mate. Very nice meeting all of you, but Dira, you eat more than I've seen anybody eating ever. It scares me. Ronan, you're doing great. Keep on believing. And you and me can probably do a lot of good things in this world, mate. Keep looking after that kid." He pats her on the back. He goes, "And Homer, Scarlet, wonderful biscuits. I gotta get going. Jasper, you and me gotta play chess again. I gotta go. And you guys should head out too. So, what you do? He's a character, isn't he?"
Yep.
Ronan, he's gonna get up and he's just gonna walk off without saying anything.
I'll prepare your guys' stuff. You guys shouldn't be that far away from a kebab. You guys can probably make it in a couple of days or so.
Thank you.
Kids. Gotta love them. He looks at you guys, you and Homer, and he says, "As much as I truly think Ronan himself is misguided in his way of thinking. I know how it is to raise a kid who's gone down a dark path. I will admit I have not been there for him myself, and I could have done that. However, it's not my place. You all are apparently friends, or so he would happen to not believe, to his adoptive mother. It's gonna be up to y'all. He is not lost yet. Trust me, I know what lost is. My own blood is lost. He gets up and he dusts off his coat, buttons up his jacket, and he goes, "See you guys in an hour," and then he must take off. And do you guys want to do anything for that hour, or do you guys want to time skip to On the Road?
Ron's gonna go talk to Gronson Ichabod.
Go to the window, just...
He went outside.
Okay, he's just... Ronan! Picks you up, and he brings you up to his face. What can I do for you, friend?
It's alright. This is a puppy. Sorry, I was ordering food. The dog is annoying. Yeah, Ron's gonna go up to Ron's gonna go up to Gronson and Ichabod. He's gonna use thaumaturgy. He's gonna be like, "Can you lift me up?"
He already did.
Your hand? Oh, he already did. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. I didn't hear that. Okay, well, unfortunately, you will not be seeing any action yet. However,
You see his face goes into like that. What is it? That face from that one cartoon where the guy sits up and it's just like darkened. Oh my gosh, he's like, it's like the two little cartoon characters, and he's like in his underwear. And he sits up and it's just...
yeah.
Yeah. That's what his face turns into.
However, you will be trailing behind us. And at a moment's notice, when we call you, then we expect you to come and, do your thing.
Bring peace and justice to the people around.
Yes, basically. Well, we'll be heading out in about an hour. And we're going to be traveling light. We're going to be taking the core of the Reclaimers as well as Cyrus and Jeremiah.
Wonderful.
They're going to be coming with us. Ron just kind of whispers they'll be coming with us under his breath.
I don't know why you're whispering. You are 120 feet up in the air.
No, it's just a dispute that happened. That's all.
I see. Trouble in the camp.
Indeed.
I can toss you up in the air.
No, please don't.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. How old were you both whenever you decided to go on this endeavor of wanting to bring peace and fighting evil doers and such?
What age were we? It seems thousands of years. It has been.
1,000? It's quite young for your race, isn't it?
I would probably say I was 36. Ichabod I would make him 30.
Oh, you've lived for a long time.
Before I died, I was 15,038 years old.
15,000.
Yes.
And that was before you died.
Yes,
After,
before
it's a
I
little bit
died.
more than that.
Look at me now.
It's just... War is ugly. Very ugly.
As a man who's seen war for all of his life, actually, I can tell you that it is ugly. It's a nasty little thing that spawns from little bugs like greed and anger and hate. There is no such thing as a righteous war. Wars that are righteous are hidden behind a dark path, meaning there is no good war. But it's what you make out of it. If you go around going, war, you'll die by the sword. Peace, you'll die a worse death.
Mm.
That is war. But this is what you make of it.
Writing a quote.
Out of a war of peace, we die all together. No war has ever been won that was for peace. How are we to seed the plant in order to grow an olive branch for everyone?
You know, for
Hmm.
thousands of years I've been looking for peace. I never found it. Doesn't mean it's not there. I think that means it's just harder to find.
Yes, it always was.
There will probably be evil forever. Doesn't mean there won't be peace. Peace is what you make of it. Where you find peace. What you find peace in. I found peace in helping people. Ichabod found peace in copying me.
Rather honest.
Oh, no. Actually, it was his idea. We both found peace doing the one thing we thought was good for the world. Goodness! Now that is something worth fighting for. Good spawns things other than war and peace. Spawns hard-working men and love.
I just don't think that everyone should participate in such a war.
Even the gods, Ronan, have wars that they have to fight. You're not free because you are of divinity, or if you are of an innocent soul. War doesn't care what gender, color, race, occupation. That's why it's a nasty little parasite. Like the Abyss, for example. It doesn't care who you are, but it wants you. War's the same way. However, I understand. War can lead to a lot of violence and death. Stuff you wish to not put upon someone else, I'd imagine.
Wouldn't wish to put it upon anyone. I lived long enough to learn that.
Yes. What is inevitable? I think the more you grasp onto the term that even as a god, or soon to be, you can't control everything. Especially as a god. From what I know, you're limited. Do your work here, Ronan. Find peace in any ways you can for these people, because once you become a god,
I won't be able to do so again.
you'll regret so much. Like having a milkshake. Do you know what a milkshake is? I was brought this delicious strawberry milkshake.
I only tasted a drop of it, but it was delicious.
I asked for more. Ronan. I think we talked about this before.
Well, not about war, but about duty.
About duty, right? You know what your duty is.
Doesn't mean that others need to share in that burden.
Of course not.
Of
course not. You'll find out that... See, he turns you to Agatha and Nimona, who are currently helping pack up Nimona's gigantic freaking bag. They're laughing. They're having a good time. Annabella is trying to pull... But even then, even though you wish to push somebody away, he pushes you off of his hand and he grabs you by your little cape collar. He holds you and he puts you back up. You'll find out that people are like...
Yeah, that gives Ronan a little bit of a heart attack.
Making sure you're listening. And he goes,
yeah.
You'll find out people are like rubber bands. You shoot it, and it bounces back. You could wish for them to not be rubber bands. You could wish for them to be brick walls where they just stay still and listen as you tell them. But people, I found, are very, very bounceable. And you push them away, and they'll come right back. Don't push them away. We've talked about this, I think. Don't.
Yes.
And you've done a good job. Look at you. I can tell that you've lost your virginity. You're holding yourself higher. You have your chest bumped out like when I lost mine. She was beautiful.
I just don't think that certain people are deserving. Not deserving in the context of they're not worthy. That they do not deserve the harshness that comes with war. And they should not fight in it. Or they do not need to. You have people who can fight for them.
But why squander a person's will to fight?
I know the most valiant souls can come from any place. I've seen it with my own eyes, but...
I believe you found your own answer. Some people require a little bit of guidance. Even the gods require guidance. That's why it's a spell.
That's why it's a spell.
He is rising to probably become one of my favorite characters. I just enjoy playing him so much. My throat doesn't. Bottom
yeah. Because I believe those people deserve more than what is war.
Win the war, Ronan. Win the war. We'll win the war. Because I'm alive now!
The goal is to win the war.
Then let's do it, friend.
I just hate that. I just hate to see people suffer with me.
Gives you a little pat on the head. And he's gonna start
Which-
putting you down.
Very hypocritical of me, given the fact that I revived you. I could have left you to your peaceful rest.
Of course, I enjoyed looking out at the east side of Obitus. And he puts you down.
At least now you can look at the west side, being alive.
That is true. No, I like the east side better.
He's like, well, I like the west side. Well, I like the east side. They start,
They just start wrestling again.
Yeah.
Bond spears him. Just, "Ah!"
You only got to see the east side because you were the one who won in our battle. Well,
That is
the
correct.
winner is the one who
It's so
decides
beautiful.
the one who decides the direction.
Tombstones him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as he puts you down, I'd say your talk probably lasted for about an hour.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do.
Oh, there was something I wanted to do
I wanted to do.
before Ronan said that he wanted to talk to the Giants.
What do you want to do?
Okay.
Should have done that before he went to go talk to the Giants.
Well, I
Is
was
it-
about to say it, then he spoke. So, okay. Like literally the words were about to leave my mouth, but that's besides the point. Anyway, I'm going to say this. When Jeremiah had it, I don't want to call it a rant. Well, it kind of was on his little rant that we let Zara die and that meant we weren't actual friends. Homer's mother's voice in his nightmare started playing back in his head. Friends don't let friends die, over and over. And it was just dim at first. But then Michael said, I know what it's like to lose a loved one to something or other. And it wasn't blaring, but it got louder. And now it's kind of blaring. Friends don't let friends die, over and over.
Paper airplane.
So anyway,
Friends don't let friends die. Ain't that something, Homer? Even the 12-year-old knows when the monster stands in front of him.
You hear in your head.
I decided no, I'm not going to talk to him. What I'm going to do instead of that, okay, I am going to think back to what Ronan said the night before, and I'm going to try something a little bit different than rage and madness or the drugs or trying to argue with my split personality. What I'm going to do instead, I'm going to take off my hat, put my hands on either side of my head, say a prayer to the void and cast Void's blessing on myself, and then I'm going to go into an isolated point of wherever it is we're at.
Okay.
Like stand myself in front of a wall, and this is like a focus technique. What he's going to do is hold his fists out in front of him and just pretend to punch the wall, and like he's in the exact same place for each punch. Well, not punch, like I said, it's tapping. And he's going like to sort of, what's the word?
Calm
Like
yourself
steady
down.
himself.
Yeah.
Sort of steady himself, yeah. And he keeps replaying the names of the people, like names of people in his head. Like, I'm doing this for them. I have to be, if there's a chance I can be better, I have to do it for them, not just me. So with each punch, I sort of mutter a name to myself, like every time. Like 1, 2, 1, 2, Ronan, Jeremiah, Libby, the Void, Adira, Zara, Mom.
What the f are you doing?
I sort of, oh, that's Django. I just ignore him. I just keep going and repeat the names over and over.
Yeah, ignore him. Yeah.
Fine. All I need you to do is listen.
I'm not even listening. I'm just saying the names over and over.
Look at me.
I just keep going.
You better hope to God that you'd stay in control, Homer. The next time you ignore me, I'll put a bullet through that little blue tiefling's head. You understand me?
Ronan, Jeremiah, Zara.
Ah, shit, look at me!
The Void, Libby, Mom. Ronan, Jeremiah, Adira, Zara, the Void, Libby, Mom. Ronan,
Oh my god, this is so cool.
Jeremiah.
And as you finish up, peace.
That's so cool. That's so cool, man. I love that.
Peace. Adira, you said
So
you wanted to do
awesome.
something.
Homer just takes a deep breath.
I love Homer. He's the best. He's defeating his demons. Finally, yes! This is what I've been waiting for. In all of his development, this is the moment I was waiting for. Oh my
Adira,
gosh, I'm
what
so
are we doing?
happy.
I want to try to get to the point where I want to be.
All right. Obviously, before Homer does that, 'cause I'm not there when he does that, I want to go up to Cyrus and Jeremiah's room. Kind of slowly, because she's still kind of upset the whole conversation.
Yeah. We all care about the little guy.
You go up to the door.
And she walks up to the door, kind of waits for a bit, seeing if she can hear anything.
You're not gonna try to stop me?
Why would I do that?
I don't know. I thought maybe you'd come in here to try to stop me.
No.
Good. You weren't gonna be able to anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
Did I just realize? Is that at least with this dynamic happening right now? Homer's like the mom who's telling him, "You can't do this," and it's like the shouting match, and then the dad's like the chill, like, "All right, so listen,
All right.
son."
Listen, son.
Yeah.
All I see in my head is Ronan and then Jeremiah's little cat at the dinner table.
And then I
Um,
knock on the door.
You enter.
Hey. Can I talk to you, Jeremiah?
I mean, you can always talk to somebody. I'm not gonna stop you from doing that.
I talk to you.
Cyrus leaves. Just the door.
Jeremiah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I stood by and did nothing. Even if I was terrified, there's not a day that goes by that I don't regret not helping. Nara became my friend, and yet I did nothing. And you're right. I didn't act like her friend. I did nothing. I'm sorry. You don't have to forgive me. I know you probably don't feel like it. I wouldn't either. I just want you to know.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you're alright.
gives you a hug.
I have on the back.
Is there anything else you wish to do?
I'm gonna stay in that hug for a while until he's done.
Yeah.
And I pull out a lollipop, obviously not root beer. Give it to him. Like,
Yeah, he takes it.
see you soon. Then I leave.
Okay. You leave, you pass by Cyrus, who's standing his back up against the door, arms crossed. Looks over, nods at you, and goes back in.
That's it.
So this is what we're gonna do.
Yep.
It is pretty easy going. You guys know that the war and anything that would have been a very big detrimental to you has already moved up northwest from where you guys were. And with the couple of days you've been here, I think a day or two you guys have been here, you guys set off and you guys are going to end up in the town of Willsboro.
Okay. Hold on. Question before we get into stuff. Is Namona's coming with us or is she staying?
No, Namona's staying. Namona's staying because of her connection with Dolly, as well as helping Jasper with like fortifications and stuff like that.
Okay,
She will send Dixie with you guys though.
Mm-hmm.
So she is there.
With Namona. I want her to do something for me.
Okay.
As she's staying. I want her to put in some research on the abyssal artifacts that we have in possession. Now that she'll probably have somewhere to do so.
Correct. Oh, and Jasper. Oh yeah, freaking you can even talk to Jasper about that if you wish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll talk to Jasper about it too. We got abyssal artifacts. We need to research them. Maybe even try to do something with them.
Abyssal. How did you get your hands on these?
Give it to her.
It's Jasper, because she was there. She knows about those.
They were given to us by the previous heroes. We're holding on to them.
Oh yeah, it's the perfect time to work on them as well. Which one would you want us to start out first, darling?
It was what? The belt, the cape, the crown?
You had it's the belt. No, the belt you guys don't have.
Oh, it got stolen. Belt got stolen.
The crown, the cape,
and the book.
In the book.
Yes. Crown, cape, and book. I would say start working on the book, since it's the more magically sort of like condensed one. See what we can get out of that one.
Okay.
And then the crown.
Crown! I want a crown. Give me a crown, man.
I want to know.
So yeah, they're gonna work on that. Namona sends Dixie with you to kind of keep you tabs on stuff that's going there, going on there if she needs to. But like I said, you guys are gonna come to the town as Willsboro. Willsboro, you see, is a completely obliterated town.
Like obliterated rubble,
like, I mean,
or
like
like
you see, like the charred remains of houses. The only thing that stands out is this gigantic factory.
Oh wow!
There are no spearheads.
Recent? Like, there's smoke in the air?
No. These are old.
Okay, gotcha.
However, from what your guys' calculations on your map was, this is where you guys will be facing Ichabod Carter. The time for you to interfere. You see that there are no spearheads. There will be nowhere for them to hide. All you see are these television screens that start flying around, and one of them comes up to you, right up to you, Ronan, and then backs up. And You see Ichabod Carter, this punk look, this skinny but rather fit punk with like tattoos and piercings. He's holding his scythe and he goes, "Wow! Look who's finally here. The Reclaimers. Finally here to get the fucking thing they always wish they could get. Your old friends, huh?" And the TV switches over and cuts in half, and you see that there are two people. You see a pale elf with bleached white hair and bleached white skin covered in burn marks and scars. And you see Ronan, you remember Maxwell. His eyes stabbed out, his scars all over him, his long wiry hair and like displays. You see the sanity still in his eyes as he's trying to pull at these restraints, and he goes, "I know what you're here for. You know what you're here for. Let's not take any time. What you're gonna do," the TV's turn and you see they light up. Ding 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 ding. You're gonna go into that factory. You're gonna follow every single instruction. And I'll tell you why when you get there. All right? Bye. And the TV flies away.
Brian's has his he has his fist gripped really hard. He's very angry.
You guys make your way to the factory?
But he's still trying
Before-
to keep his demeanor as he goes to the factory.
I'm going to cast, before we do that, I'm going to cast Aid on Ronan, Adira, and Cyrus.
Okay. I see you.
Awesome. Temp HP and also our thing increases by 5 or HP.
Yeah,
Max.
Yep.
the maximum HP increases by 5, and I think you have. No, that's heroism. Never mind. Yeah. So you cast a small little tiny spell, covers the your friends, the people you're allies with. As you guys go towards the factory, you see these burnt rubbles in this. You see you're stepping on like teddy bears and you're stepping over dead corpses. Like these are charred corpses. You see that there are people who are shrunk up with spikes, blood spikes sticking out of them, hanging like they've been pinpointed to the wall with the rail gun from Fallout 4, just laying there. You see people who seem to have been trying to crawl to something, their hand reaching out to try to grasp on. As you guys are walking and you enter the gigantic rusted doors to this factory. And this gigantic TV turns on and you see him again and he goes, "You guys actually walked in. Interesting. Where's Zara? What happened to her? Oh, did she die? Is she dead? Oh, well. Hey, Cyrus! Been a while, hasn't it?" Mm-hmm. Cool. So I want to say, man, I didn't exactly make this game, these trials for you. So just kind of bear with me, okay? So you kind of just gotta go with the flow, but your answers will count. We're not playing your games. We're here to do what we have to do. We are on too less of a time. Yeah, that sucks. Too bad. Okay, so you see these two cameras fall down. He said, "This is how this is gonna work. You guys are all gonna be split up into groups, randomly determined, sort of. And these groups are gonna go into different places, and they're all gonna have different challenges. These challenges are gonna depend. It's gonna depend on if this guy dies or this guy dies. The beginning first trial is going to be pretty simple. You see this blade and you see this long scythe, and he says, "This is a really special ability that I'll show you if they die." So every time that you guys, let's say, fail a trial or get something wrong or break the rules, I'm going to kill them. Very slowly. And painfully. You'll get to hear their screams and everything. I've been screamed out. I've heard the same thing over and over, and you hear like these audio cords around you. Just hear Maxwell screaming in pain and Tyra screaming in agony. Sounds of absolute harmony. Now, as I was saying, you guys are going to do these trials. Oh, but Mr. Ichabod, I don't want to do these trials. If you do, I'll kill them. Oh, I'm going to revive them. No, you won't. Trust me. I've gotten that in the Think Brain Tank. So, you guys ready for the trials? And you can speak. I can hear you, as you probably heard about the conversation. I know you guys ain't that stupid. You guys ready? Yes, Mr. Ichabod, I am ready. Good. So, you guys are going to put your hand in a hat. I'm going to take out stuff from that hat, and on that hat is going to be stuff that corresponds. Got it?
Everyone's not saying a word.
Yes, Mr. Ichabod. How about this? You guys don't answer me? One strike already. And he's going to press a button, and you see electrification start shocking at them. And he says, I'm going to continue holding this button until you say yes, Ichabod. I'm ready.
Yes.
Let's begin.
That's what I thought. If you don't be nice and respect the rules of my trials, these people's lives are on the line. Okay? Got it. Cool. So, rule number 1, no cheating. These puzzles are going to have answers that you can find online. If I suspect that you do that, there will be consequences. Number 2, if you decide to help people by any magical means, trust me, oh no. You see they get shocked again. If you fail a trial or a question, makes sense?
Understood.
There we go. Homer?
Understood.
That's what I thought. Agate? Yes. Cyrus? Fuck you. I'll take it. Name you, little Jer. You. Oh, just like the other guy. That's crazy. All right. Put your hand in the hat. Reclaimers. Let's see if you can reclaim them.
I was gonna go pull something out the hat.
Yep, you guys all pull something out of the hat. Ronan, you got matched up with Agate.
Okay.
Adira, you got matched up with Cyrus. Homer, you got matched up with Jeremiah. And and I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. I said Agate's already matched up with Ronan. Now, go into your separate corners of the room. You'll see that each one of them should already be lit up. And this light shines down. Pretty simple. Even idiots can follow this, which, I mean, you're just a little bit above that. Right?
I'll go follow with Agate.
You guys go to your corner of the room, and the corners flip to the side, and you guys get caught in it, and guys turn. You see Cyrus goes to Homer, and right before you switch over, he says to you, Homer, hey, careful.
Careful.
This guy's tricky.
I don't say anything. Just, yeah.
And we're actually
You know what? I say gotcha to him. That's it.
We're going to start, and this is where we're going to leave it off at in just a second. Homer and Jeremiah, you guys land, and you see that there's like this big steampunk clown-like mask that starts going, red light, green light. Jeremiah's like, what the fuck is this? Homer, do you know what this is?
I have no idea what this is supposed to be.
Let me explain to you then. Pretty simple. Even idiots can understand this game, and like I said, you're a little bit above that. So, basically, red light, you stop. Green light, you go. Make sense? Perfect. Boom, green light. I need you to make a athletics check.
Okay. Do I have Void's blessing still?
Yeah,
you
that's
do.
all day.
Okay. Would it count against me if because there's not, I have to use it. Part of the thing.
I mean, you can. I'm sure you can use it whenever you want.
Yeah, you can use it
Lasts
whenever you
all longer. Yeah.
Well, I mean, since it's technically part of the dice rolls, I'll just.
Yeah. Any ability check, roll or save, I believe it was.
You just said no
Yeah.
cheating. That's what he's asking about.
Oh no, the people who didn't have childhoods play red light, green light. We'd take a long rest though, so he'd have to reapply it. No, he did. So he added Void's blessing. Oh yes. Okay. Here's the thing. What he's talking about. You guys have been traveling, and like you said, you guys had to take about a week to get there, so you'll have to reapply.
Oh right. So we would have already taken that long rest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I got a. What was it? 17.
Okay. You guys are good. You guys are running with the green. Red, stop. And you guys see the pillars behind you that you guys were running on fall. Red light, green light.
Steampunk Squid Games, bro. I
Give me
can't believe
another.
this.
Give me another athletics.
Okay. That is a 6.
I'll give you one more chance to make a dexterity saving throw to grab onto the edge.
Okay. That's a 9.
You see Jeremiah grabs onto you.
Okay.
Maybe it's
I wouldn't say Homer would scream at this, but he definitely breathes out in a worried sort of way.
Yeah, he just goes like.
You see
Sure,
Jeremiah
yeah.
looks down at you, and he goes, "Maybe this will teach you to save another kid's fucking mom," and he lets go of you. And that's where we'll end our session.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, Cooliostasis here. I hope you guys like this episode, everybody. It is 4 hours 25 minutes. We've been going for a little bit. Sorry that it took so long to get here, but hey, guys, I hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys love. Hey, by the way, we are going to be playing Friday and Saturday, hopefully, fingers crossed, as well as a 2 campfire stories mixed into one. On the Friday one, if we have enough time, we'll mix the 2 campfire stories together. So with that, the adventure shall continue. Just not today. God bless.